The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey.
What?
Let's go!
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for. Ah! The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pig!
Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life.
Sport!
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this magical NFL kickoff Thursday, September 7th, 2023. This sports program starts now.
Football
is full this evening. And although the college football world has had a miraculous start with incredible upsets and storylines already developing that'll carry us all the way through the national championship months from now, tonight, the best players of the best sport with the best league kick off their 104th season on what is going to be a magical run all the way to Sin City in February. Since February 12th, 2023. We've been waiting for this day that we can say that tonight the NFL starts and life is glorious, baby!
Hell yeah!
The brand new Detroit Lions, a team that has some moxie.
What?
Some expectations.
What?
Some talent.
What?
A quarterback reborn after going to have to baptize himself in the Detroit waters after getting kicked out of Los Angeles. So not only are they non-kneecaps, but they're the real deal. And they'll travel to Kansas City to try to knock off a dynasty in the making. Will they have a perfect season on their record or not? Could that happen this year? And what is going on with Travis Kelce? Tonight is a glorious night, and today is a glorious day. We can't thank you enough for joining us here on ESPN and on our YouTube, where it'll be status the same.
Oh, yeah.
But here on ESPN, we want to let you know that we are a show that is very thankful and lucky to be here. We're honored to be here. And what we're about to do for the next couple hours is something that you might not have seen a lot in sports media world, especially on linear television. We're about to have a great damn time.
There it is.
We are.
Yes, we are. We got Aaron Rodgers joining us in about 8 minutes, obviously.
Ooh, wow.
He has a big announcement.
Really?
Yeah, we have Peyton Manning joining us in about 17 minutes.
Okay.
He might have a big announcement. We got Adam Schefter in the second hour. Then we got Stephon Diggs in the third hour of this program, which will be exclusively live on YouTube and ESPN+. Allow me to introduce all the incredibly talented people that I am lucky enough to work with every single day. The Toxic Table is here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. One half of the hammer, Dahn. Cowboys Tone Diggs is here looking spectacular. Gold out for old Tone Diggs. And joining us Monday through Wednesday this season, but today, too big of a day for him not to be here. 9-year NFL vet, former teammate of mine, was on the Patriots, the Panthers, and the Colts, played every position in the secondary. Ladies and gentlemen, Darius Butler. D-Butt, you know, this is a big-time day here. We're debuting on ESPN, and I don't want to make it too much about that, so let's go ahead and say, hey, congrats us.
Yeah, this is sweet.
Big day. Congrats.
Congrats us.
Pretty cool, man.
Pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Pretty freaking cool.
Now, with that being said, tonight,
Yes.
we got the Detroit Lions traveling to Kansas City. And I think us, as football fans, you know, dream about a league that has these spectacular moments and freak show athletes and plays that can't be made in any other sport. And you think, well, Patrick Mahomes is the living embodiment of that.
Oh, yeah.
right.
The highlights we've seen of him over the past years where he's balancing on one hand, extending plays, running, sacrificing his body. And then we watched quarterback this past offseason on Netflix and realized this dude is a true dog. You think to yourself, well, Patrick Mahomes is the future of the league. Patrick Mahomes is obviously 5-0 in starts or something like that in the first ever games of the season. But then you have to add in the conversation, Travis Kelce might not be playing in that.
Uh-oh.
Now, all those highlights we just showed were not to Travis Kelce.
No.
But if you look at the stats, Travis Kelce on third down and in the red zone, he has like 15% more targets or 15 more targets than anybody else on the team. He's the guy that Patrick Mahomes goes to whenever all hell breaks loose. Is Travis Kelce potentially missing tonight the biggest storyline of tonight's game, Darius Butler? Or is it Chris Jones, who although has a deal with McDonald's and is speaking about being in shape, ready to play, he is supposedly a guy that is irreplaceable on the defensive side. Which one's a bigger conversation in your eyes, Darius? And should we be banking on the Lions, maybe?
Ooh.
Maybe.
Whoa.
I wouldn't necessarily bank on Travis Kelce missing tonight, number one. But if I had to pick between those two, if they did miss, Chris Jones, I think, would be the bigger guy missing because Patrick Mahomes, you still have him on the field. And I don't care who's, we could be out there lined up with Patrick Mahomes. He's going to find out a way to throw for 300, throw for 5 touchdowns and get a win. So Chris Jones, if he's not up front on that defense, who are the other studs on defense? They got good players, good playmakers, but Chris Jones, he needs to be in there, and he'll be the biggest missing piece for sure.
And if Chris Jones not going to be there, right?
No,
I don't think so.
Because they've on TV they said if Chris Jones isn't there, because Chris Jones, who had an obligation to McDonald's,
That's right.
you know,
I mean, that would be awesome, though, if he just –
showed up fresh out of McDonald's press conference.
Yeah,
I'm ready. I'm just looking for a raise, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, sorry, sue me, but don't actually. Shout out Brett Favre. I just want a little bit of a raise. I'm really good at what I do. They go ahead and give that. Shows up, has 3-4 sacks tonight. That would be awesome. Just like we're expecting a Bosa this upcoming weekend. But let's stick with tonight's game. Without Chris Jones, you'd assume the Lions are going to run the rock.
Oh, yeah, a lot.
Which you would assume that Jahmyr Gibbs might be a hello, how you doing to the NFL world this evening. Con, I know you like the Lions this evening.
Love the Lions this evening. And when we were just running those Pat Mahomes highlights, all I could think about is, man, there's no way I can force myself to bet against Mahomes. But with that being said, Chris Jones not being there, the Lions have what, top 3 O-line in the NFL? I mean, I think it was Ragnow who played with a broken freaking neck 2 years ago. So it's hard to bet against those guys, and then you think about Mahomes, and I'm probably going to have to lean back to Mahomes. But the spread is so close. Who knows?
Yeah, it's a close game, and I think it's 4.5 is the spread right now. It was 6.5 though. Travis Kelce's injury, hyperextension of the knee. Darius does not believe he will miss any time with this, and I respect and appreciate Darius saying that because Darius played in the NFL 9 years. We've all seen people that have had hyperextension of the knees. The bone bruise is the thing that is really the worst part of it all. It hurts like hell. That is very, very painful. The bone bruise inside of your bone, you have a bruise inside on your bone. It hurts like hell. He's an Ohio guy, so we assume he's tough. 34. First game of the year, though. We got 16 more after this if we're going to go on a run. He thinks Travis Kelce's going to play. A lot of people don't think he's going to play. Clark Hunt, owner of the Kansas City Chiefs, came out and said, I won't bet against him.
Yeah.
Tough guy.
You guys ever try my ketchup? Good. Travis Kelce, good. Ohio guy, good.
Yep.
I wouldn't bet against him this evening, but everybody else is seemingly thinking, it's going to be a long shot for Travis. 2 points, the line moved with him being gone. That has to be the biggest in a long time.
Yeah, and I saw somebody came out on Twitter last night that Travis Kelce is number 2 as far as position players, as far as what the line would move when they're out. They had Tyreek Hill as number 1. The line did move 2 points for them. But, like, to what you guys were talking about and what you were talking about, Pat, like, Chiefs are 8-0 on an 8-0 run, week 1 at home. People talk about Andy Reid coming off the bye. This is a long bye for him.
4 months
for him
yeah.
to repair. He's 9-1 in KC in week 1, so that's pretty good. The over is on an incredible run with this team. I think it's 12 straight for the Lions to the over, six straight I think for the Chiefs to the over in week 1.
We got an exciting game tonight.
Yeah. Points.
To his point, the Lions were 31st or 32nd in defense last year, so you would think the Chiefs can still score without Kelce. But the Lions were number 5 in offense last year, so Chris Jones not being there, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
So just real quick, Evan Fox is the guy punching the buttons, basically, from the cameras back there. Massive Lions fan.
Huge.
The only reason we've paid attention to Lions is because we've got to know this dude for the last 6 years, pretty much.
It stinks.
He's jacked. Well, I mean, it has stuff.
It has.
He is completely jocked. But the first half of the season, your defense was the worst.
On pace to be the worst defense in NFL history when the Lions started 1-6 last year, and then something happened. We go 8-2, and the defense is all the way back. I don't know how that happens, but I'm hoping that defense stays tonight.
So, and Hembo texted me
Oh, did he?
that the second half of the season last year, The Lions actually had the number 1 points per game.
Wow.
In the back half of the season.
Damn.
They had 29.8. So you start thinking about that aspect with Ben Johnson, Jared Goff being together for another year. And we're seeing plays out of Amon-Ra St. Brown in training camp and Jahmyr Gibbs, the new weapon there, and everybody else they have. You look at the success they had at the end of last year, it's like, okay, this should be good.
Oh, yeah.
And then you think Patrick Mahomes playing for the other side. And although they don't have Travis Kelce, they have Kadarius Toney. MVS, Sky Moore, CEH. They got weapons over there. Noah Gray is going to do well. They go, what? You think to yourself, oh, we're about to see a shootout tonight. 52.5, I believe, is what the over-under is at right now. And I don't think anybody's scared to go over top of that. It might keep climbing. I think tonight we got a good football game to start this. The NFL has got to be pumped. Let's transition away from that for about a brief moment or two. Joining us now is a man that the NFL had to be pumped about the decision that he ended up making in going to the New York Football Jets this offseason. He's a 4-time Green Bay Packers fans aren't happy.
Yeah, they're not.
Jordan Love looks like a guy, though.
Yeah, he does.
Beast.
But the NFL is pumped that this guy is in the biggest market in the world with a team that hasn't been great for a long time. Now expectations are through the roof. Ladies and gentlemen, the 3-time host of Aaron Rodgers Tuesday, Aaron Rodgers. Bud, how you doing?
Hey, buddy. Good to see you.
Hey, good to see you too, man. I've been watching you a lot. You guys have been really flying under the radar over there, huh?
Yeah, not a lot of attention. It's been nice. It's been one of those real quiet training camps you love.
Yeah, I saw you with a guitar, I think, last night. Saw you at some other things. Everything you said basically was on Hard Knocks every Tuesday. Has this been exactly how you imagined it to go, honestly, whenever you decided to sign up to play for the New York Football Jets?
No, it's been better. It's been better. I mean, I didn't know if we would have Hard Knocks. I knew they wanted us, but I thought we were going to shut it down. I'm actually glad they didn't because I had a great experience with it. I think the guys did too. But it's been better. It's been great working with Hack again and Todd Downing and Rob Calabrese in my room and Robert Sala's an awesome guy to go to work with every single day. Guys are great, good young team, but good veteran leadership as well. It's been a lot of fun, man. And hey, we got football tonight and then this week.
Yeah, hell yeah. We are all very pumped. Obviously, you guys kick off the season on Monday Night Football, September 11th, Shadows of New York City over there against the Buffalo Bills. Can't wait for that entire thing. Do you watch the Hard Knocks episodes? Do you hear the way the coaches talk about you, bro? If you haven't, I think you should watch it because you are in a building with everybody is a massive fan of yours and respects the hell out of you. Is it uncomfortable to watch that? Have you seen it? How has it gone with the relationship since everything kind of being aired out that talks about behind closed doors publicly with Hard Knocks?
Well, a lot of those comments aren't just behind closed doors. I mean, I have conversations with Jeff Ulbrich all the time, who's, him and I have created a good friendship. He's our D coordinator. I love talking with the coaches about schematic stuff, about things the quarterback's looking at for the defense to give them tips and pointers. And Joe Douglas and I got a great relationship. So, I mean, I've heard most of the stuff. I have seen many of the episodes. There's like an early release they would send to me, not to cut anything out. I didn't cut anything out.
No, that's not what I heard. That's not what I heard. That's not what I heard.
Well, you heard wrong, which wouldn't be surprising if it's concerning me. But
respect.
Yeah.
The D-line.
Are we announcing anything? Today, or are we just going to gloss over that?
We were kind of just having a little conversation there, just a quick little chat.
Where's AJ, by the way? Where's AJ?
Second
he
hour.
Couldn't make it.
He'll come in. Bro, Aaron, you should hear this. Hey, bro, he had a full meltdown about an hour ago. So they changed the camera and the microphone and his computer and his lighting system. So you're talking about everything that he is like locked into every single day. They had to change it, obviously, to upgrade it to make it better. Boy, I don't know if he feels it was an upgrade.
No.
He is not thrilled with the situation. I can't wait to see what he looks like here in about 46 minutes, to be honest.
I can't either. I'm going to be checking it out right when I get back from practice. Is he going to, did they give him like a monogram piss cup, though, or something at least?
I don't know. I don't know about that. But I do know that he has a real close-up.
Very close.
His face is going to be like this on ESPN.
Is it going to be more or less pale?
No, they put like a little spray tan, it looked like.
Yeah, filter.
Like they put like a filter. He's going to be happy about the tan. I think he looks pretty good.
Like that one they put on Rogan when he got COVID, or a different type?
You talking about Dr. Joe Rogan? You talking about, hey, we were on ESPN a lot during those times.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's like, hey, what's it going to be like going to ESPN? It was like, well, there for a moment. I mean, pretty much every Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah, appointment viewing.
And then we were getting cooked.
Killed.
I couldn't even imagine. You didn't read your
So they're going to try and censor some of the show. It looks like. Is that right?
Yeah, so we can't say, that one.
Mm-hmm. Just that one.
Yeah, just that one.
Just that one, though.
Yeah. Got it. Just that one.
Shit's good.
Yep.
Boom.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
Just the first one. We'll see.
There it was.
We'll see if that one went through. Damn. Oh, damn.
I feel like we need to do some episodes where we do like what South Park did the one time and try and break the record for how many times they could curse.
So there's a guy named Dick Good, actually, who's doing the.
That's right.
His name is Dick Good. We did not make that up.
Nope.
That's a real deal.
Actual name.
Given name.
He's the one that's doing the muting. Boy, he's got the weight of the world on his shoulders over there.
Oh, yeah.
Because what he's supposed to do and what was negotiated to happen, two different things.
Yeah.
So Dick Good there is going to have to do a lot of dancing, and I don't envy him at all. I wanted to send him a message today, be like, "Hey, we need you, bud." But
Good luck,
Good
bro.
luck out there.
don't want to say this, but shit
You can do
flies.
it.
Shit flies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
Speaking of good shit, ladies and gentlemen, we should make the announcement right now. You know, whenever it first started, people thought to themselves, what is this hacky BS? Because nobody wants to hear from a quarterback all year long on Tuesday. Literally, nobody else had really done it. And then season one is this smashing success.
Yep.
Smashing.
That MVP winner
What?
for the quarterback. Season 2, guess what? Smashing success.
Yeah.
Another MVP. Season 3, okay, had a thing.
A little bit.
Had a thing. But now season 4 in a new home, Aaron Rodgers Tuesday is back, baby. All right, go to your practice. We appreciate the hell out of you. We can't wait to chat with you on Tuesday. Good luck this season.
Thank you, buddy. I can't wait to be with all you guys. I will not be censoring myself. So if you got to go over, watch it at different places, I will be the same old. And I look forward to speaking with all of you in the near future. Who's on the set? I miss my boys. Is who we got there?
So we got Darius
we got
here.
everybody.
Darius is here. Tone's
DB.
here. Ty's here. Connor's wearing an alien shirt.
Yep.
First day, had to do it.
Love it. I
Might
love
as
it.
well.
Love it.
Hey, did anybody fact check you on that thing or back you up for the story you told on Hard Knocks again?
Steve Levy, my buddy whose house it was, has backed me up years ago. I told that story first 8 years ago on a podcast with Pete Holmes called the You Make It Weird podcast. And Steve backed me up then. I think he backed me up on Hard Knocks as well, whether or not they used that part. But they filmed both of us talking, and actually he spoke to camera and said, oh, yeah, I was there. I back everything he set up.
No, but I'm saying since
Shout
it's
out.
been public.
Shout out to Steve Levy.
Hey, shout out Steve Levy.
It's
Cal
been public.
quarterback.
It's been public for 8 years, Pat. It wasn't new information. It's been public for 8 years.
All right. Well, hey, listen, I just wish the military would come out and be like, yeah, he saw our four.
He did.
There.
Those were our 4 birds, actually.
Government
Jason.
verified.
It was big. It was big as hell. All right.
I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will soon.
A lot of people come to back you up, man. That seems
All
to
the
be
time.
what we've learned.
We're still waiting for a lot of different disclosures, so we're looking forward to all those things.
Which one? Oh, you're talking about the place that had submarines going in. Oh. First day, 15 minutes in. Ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Rodgers. Appreciate you, buddy. That's awesome. He can't wait.
Oh, God.
You can tell.
Chomping at the bit.
He's excited.
We've obviously people have only really. Have you heard the beeping?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
what
have.
is that?
What is the beeping?
There's a truck.
There's something. It might be this actual new marquee that we have.
It could be.
Yeah.
Oh, that thing is sweet.
And people that are watching on ESPN are like, is this what the show is? Yeah. So sorry. So sorry. There will be some stuff that'll happen. You'll enjoy it. We got this brand new marquee yesterday. What'll have today's guests on it.
Ooh.
A local company here in Indianapolis, Riley Signs, made that in like 6 days. Laser metal up there. No laser. I'm sorry. Handcrafted metal on top
right.
of that thing.
Damn.
Took 4 guys, including one guy that looked exactly like Connor Campbell,
Jackson.
to get that thing up on the wall. It might be the thing that's beeping. I'm not 100%.
Was that a fake weld or?
No, I think it was a TIG, a MIG.
Okay.
I think, yeah, I think the
That
welding
thing's on.
job. But we do have a big show today. Let's start talking about some other stuff going on around the NFL. And that beeping thing will have to get handled
Figure that out.
at some particular point. Sean Payton did an interview with Seth Wicker.
Sham. That's his name.
Heard that name
Just
before.
reading his name.
Why'd you say it like that?
Yeah, you just.
Because you started with the Wicker, and I figure I'd come in strong with the Sham at the end.
So Wickersham, obviously, any writer that does any type of anything of covering of sports is potentially going to upset some fan bases. More specifically, the New England Patriots fans don't necessarily love this guy.
That's correct.
He is an ESPN writer, though. He gets incredible access, and I think he does a good job.
Yeah.
He did a piece on Sean Payton here recently where he dove into who Sean Payton is, why Sean Payton is, and then demonstrated some stories of the past to kind of hammer home the point that this guy's a workaholic. He stays up all night, loves ball, and won't listen to it. He's his own guy.
Yes.
Pretty much what we learned from this thing. The big quote that's coming out of this article, though, although there is a lot. I mean, this Seth Wickersham wrote maybe 17,000 words. I didn't read all of it. Couldn't. I don't have the ability to maintain or retain, that much information, but it was an incredible job. The big one is he's telling Russell Wilson, hey, will you? Whoa. Whoa.
Sean said it.
Can we quote? No.
No, I don't think so.
Can it even be on the screen?
This is disgusting that he said this.
Gross.
I cannot believe he said this to Seth. Anyways, will you stop kissing all the babies? You're not running for public office. And then obviously people run with that because Russell Wilson is a trigger topic that anything said about him is going to get chatted about. But I like the fact that he's telling him, like, hey, you're not a movie character.
Yeah.
You don't have to be. I feel like Russell Wilson is one of those guys who firmly believes to whom much is given, much is required or expected, however you want to say it. So I think he's always tried to do the exact right thing, how it would come out in a movie. All the workout on a plane, all the things you say, clear eyes, full hearts on the sideline, all the kissing baby stuff, everything. It's like, Russ, this doesn't feel real. This feels like you're trying to be something. Now, he won a bunch. I like that Sean's telling him, all we need you to do is play football.
Yeah.
Joining us now is a guy who I assume they will write football movies about at the quarterback position. He's obviously the founder of Omaha Production, good friend of ours. Also said that he would love to come on the first ever show on ESPN. This guy's probably the reason why I have any job at all. Ladies and gentlemen, the sheriff, Mount Rushmore quarterback of all time, Peyton Manning.
Yeah!
Thank you, Pat. Good to be with you.
Hey, thank you for joining us. Let's dive into this. Sean Payton talking about Russell Wilson, saying, hey, will you stop? Oh, he said it, Peyton. I didn't say it.
Bad word.
He said the F word. F-dash-dash-ing.
Yep.
He said it, not me. We're not allowed to. Will you stop kissing the babies? You're not running for public office. What do you think Sean Payton's saying by that? Do you think he's telling them, hey, we don't need a movie character, okay? You just stop with all the pressure of being perfect. Just go play football. Do you think that's the messaging? And how do you think Russell received it over there in the Mile High City?
Well, look, when Sean got here, he met with Russell, and Russell confirmed this, and Sean told me this, that kind of the first thing he asked Russell is Russell, can I coach you hard? Which that is classic Sean Payton. Bill Parcells, his mentor, coached his players hard, and Russell said, yes, absolutely you can, right? And I think that's what this is about, that Sean Payton is going to coach all his players hard, including his quarterback. Russell wants to be coached, and I think what you said is the main thing. Hey, let's go out and play football, and everything else will take care of itself. Let's take care of the quarterback position. But look, Sean's a tough coach. He has expectations, and he wants Russell to focus on playing quarterback. Russell's going to do that. I'm excited about the Broncos. Look, it's not going to be perfect right away, Pat. It's not supposed to be. It's Russell's third system in 3 years. That is not easy for any quarterback. So it won't be perfect right away. I do think they'll get better throughout the season, and Sean Payton knows how to find a way to grind out a win until things start kind of gelling and start clicking. So I think they're in a good place. I see Russell having a good year, and I see Sean Payton coaching his players hard like he's supposed to.
What do you think of Russell Wilson getting hit? I forget the number. There's some stat where Drew Brees never got hit, and Russell Wilson got hit a bunch last year. Now, is that the offense? Is that him not knowing the offense? Is that the offense not being on the same page? Who knows? But everybody just assumes he's going to be Drew Brees. Is that fair? That seems unfair.
No, not fair. And that's not who Russell is. Russell Wilson is Russell Wilson. He has his own unique style, just like Drew Brees did. And I think Sean Payton he's coordinator for the Giants. He coached Romo with the Cowboys. He knows how to coach different types of quarterbacks. He's going to put Russell in the position to be the best Russell can be. He's not going to ask him to be Drew Brees and do those type of things. And so that's what great coaches do. And so Russell's going to be more comfortable this year doing some of the things that he used to do in Seattle. You know, Sean Payton's going to put his players in the best position. So that's why I think Russell will be more comfortable. It might not be right away. Like I said, it won't be perfect, I think, in week 1 against the Raiders. but I see him getting better throughout the season.
Okay, we can't wait to watch it. Hopefully that's the case because when Russell's cooking,
Man,
Oh, baby.
it's good.
remember?
It's real good.
Ball goes real high.
That's right.
Drops right into a bucket. It's a lot of fun. Never won the MVP.
No, he has.
That's baloney.
Yeah, it is baloney. We'll see if Sean Payton's able to get him back to form. Speaking of back to form, Darius Butler here thinks that Travis Kelce might play tonight. Clark Hunt, owner of the Chiefs, goes, I wouldn't bet against Travis Kelce, and none of us would because he's an Ohio guy. He's tough. He's going to go down as a GOAT. Any of those guys are going to have incredible work ethic and toughness and everything you potentially need. Bone bruise, though. Night one of the season. 16 more games, knowing the games are going to get more important down the road. I'm thinking he's probably not playing. That is on no information. That is just me projecting that. If that's the case, how does Patrick Mahomes navigate this literal outlet for him in every big situation, not playing on night one and being told about it 2 days basically beforehand?
Yeah, I wouldn't bet against Kelce either, Pat. You know, when you win that Super Bowl, all the things that come with it, you want to participate in. The parade, Kelce had a big parade going to the White night when they dropped the banner. I mean, that is a cool moment to be a part of. I've been at a home game where we dropped the banner. I've been on the road when the Patriots dropped the banner. Game to be in. So Detroit better look out tonight because emotions will be high. So I could see Kelce being in there. The only thing I'll say is Andy Reid knows that Kelce might not play. So he's had time to dial up some plays that he likes, that Patrick likes. It's one thing when Kelce gets hurt in the second quarter, oh no, all our Kelce plays are out the window, right? They'll have the Kelce package in. They'll have the no Kelce package. They've been around long enough. I don't worry about Patrick. He knows the guys he wants to get the ball to. So, look, I see the Chiefs playing well tonight, right? You can't not win that game when you drop the banner, right? That's a big deal, right? And so be a tough game for Detroit playing in Kansas City, although I'm drinking Detroit's Kool-Aid this year, Pat. I am a fan of Goff. I'm a fan of Campbell. I see Detroit having a good year as well.
Okay, Ben Johnson is the conversation piece up there, especially at the offseason, because there was a couple teams that wanted him to be the head coach. For whatever reason, they didn't hire him. Whenever that thing got clicking last year, second half, Detroit had the most points per game amongst the entire NFL. When they like trick plays, they're aggressive. Jared Goff seems to be the guy. What should we expect from the Detroit Lions offense with another year in the system, you think?
I can't tell you how critical that is for Jared to have the same system with the same coordinator. You want to keep screwing a quarterback up, keep giving him a different coordinator every single year. Right? Let's just punish our quarterbacks. So credit for Dahn for making it happen, keeping Ben there, keeping Jared comfortable. He'll be able to play faster. It's less thinking, breaking the huddle. Where's my first read? Where's my second read? I remember my first year in my system in Indianapolis, Pat. I kept saying, please let the first read be open because I'm not sure where the second and third read is. That's a bad feeling for any quarterback. And so I see Jared playing quick, making quick decisions. They'll run the ball well. Their defense will be Dan Campbell salty. So, look, NFC North is kind of there for the taking now without a certain quarterback that's playing for the Jets now. See what Detroit Lions.
He was just on. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Detroit Lions fans think that you and Jeff Daniels, when you guys went and got boozed up on that moonshine in the middle of Ford Field, they said that actually broke the curse of them taking $1.4 million from Calvin Johnson and also from Barry Sanders at a certain amount as well.
Yep.
So I think Detroit loves you and everything you got cooking with this Peyton's Places stuff.
Well, we take full credit and full disclosure. Jeff Daniels does not drink. He was not drinking. I was drinking during that Peyton's Places episode. Full disclosure. But we take full for turning the Lions curse around. There's no doubt about it that that's when it started clicking. Dan Campbell knows that. The Ford family knows that. So I think Jeff Daniels has 50-yard line seats anytime he wants to go to a Lions game.
Sold out first time.
Wow.
Sold out for the first time.
Thank you, Peyton.
Yeah, you're the man. Who's winning tonight? You think you like the Chiefs, huh?
I like the Chiefs. I like the Chiefs at home. I like the reigning MVP, Super Bowl MVP at home. Banners dropping. Like I said, you just can't lose that one. You can't. The Patriots beat us that night. We won the banner, so I'm going with the home team. The only way you can lose dropping the banners is when you're the Ravens that had to go on the road against us when they were supposed to drop the banners in Baltimore, but the Orioles owner didn't want to share the parking, so they moved the game to Denver. We threw 7 touchdowns. The rest is history. a opening game after winning the Super Bowl.
I would love to have heard you immediately afterwards on the field. Sorry, pal. Yeah. Sorry, you guys don't deserve this. This is not what was supposed to happen. We appreciate the hell out of you, buddy. Hey, speaking of Patrick Mahomes, great on quarterback. Hey,
Unreal.
quarterback's great.
Hey, I mean, look, I don't know how it gets any better when you have a guy that does the show and wins the MVP and wins the Super Bowl. That's the new pitch, Pat. If you do this, you'll win. Guaranteed. It's in the contract. So that's what I'm shooting for.
Hey, you're the best. We appreciate you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, the Sheriff, Peyton Manning.
Yeah,
Wanted to be on the first show.
What a guy.
nice.
Great guy.
Only has 14 meetings scheduled.
Yeah, no big deal.
That's it today?
Bro, it's unbelievable the way that dude operates.
Absurd.
It's like, hey, pow, pang, boom. What time you guys on again, pal? I want to come stop by your first day, obviously, for everything you've done for me, he says. I'm like, yeah. Everything I've done for you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that's the case. And then Aaron obviously has to be first guy on, because if it wasn't for Aaron, our show doesn't go to the places that it has been ever. Those conversations on those Tuesdays have evolved into something pretty remarkable. And I'm very open to this. A lot of people who hate our show will say, only because Aaron Rodgers spoke on our show because it's good. It's like, that's a pretty good call.
Yeah, agreed.
We would agree completely. So we're excited that Aaron Rodgers Tuesday is back. But whenever we talk about Peyton Manning, he said on banner night they got to go get that win. No Chris Jones, no Travis Kelce. That's going to be the conversation of the day. But that mentality, that mindset of like, hey, this is a big night for our city. This is a big night for their memory of what we were able to accomplish last year. He's almost got me believing Travis Kelce's going to play, because I obviously was only a part of a team that lost the Super Bowl. So I never got a chance to dance in a confetti at a Super Bowl. I never got a chance to go to an after party with Rick Ross doing his thing,
Right.
or somebody else doing their thing. I didn't get to experience a banner night or anything like that, so I don't necessarily know the feeling. He does, obviously, in two different places. It's a lot of pride, I'd assume, and if Travis Kelce is the guy we think he is, which is an absolute dog out of Ohio,
Yes.
he's an Ohio guy.
Gotta remember
Can't
that.
forget that.
Yeah.
Hey, on the flip side, though, this is perfect for MCDC and the Lions, too, to play spoiler.
Whoa, heel.
Yeah, Dan Campbell, he's getting this guy, hey, we're going to the Arrowhead, Super Bowl, banner night, MVP. Nobody believes in us, guys. Hey, this will be a hell
Can't
of a
forget,
start.
we did that last year to the Green Bay Packers in Lambeau on the last game of the year to kick them out of the playoffs.
I'll tell you what, man. When that national anthem goes, man.
Oh, man. That's wind beneath my wings, man.
Yeah. And then they go, in the home of the Chiefs. You ready for it, man? I'll be ready for it, man.
I mean, I get it, but whether Kelce plays or not, like, I understand that the Lions are a trendy pick right now, and there's a lot of excitement around them. And as much as I would love to say, hey, I think the Lions are going to win tonight, I want to ride with my NFC North brethren. That's what my heart's telling me. My head is telling me, like, yeah, that's okay. Let's stick with Mahomes and the Chiefs. They're pretty good as well, and I don't want to go down the road too far and then be in a situation where tomorrow it's like, yeah, well, we should have known the Chiefs on banner night were going to win.
Don't want to get trapped in a one-game conversation. Let's go back to the Sean Payton, Russell Wilson thing. I appreciated what Peyton Manning said. Peyton Manning's basically the mayor of Denver.
Yeah, essentially.
Has a statue here in Indianapolis, but his home is in Denver still. Loves it over there. Obviously, you see him at the Nuggets game celebrating, but he's in the Denver Broncos building like every day, seemingly. He's a part of every one of their social videos, their schedule release, their draft stuff. He is in that building, around that building. I think he's a part of conversation in that building about how it should be run. So obviously, if the sheriff wants to do it, let's have him in there. So him immediately mentioning, like, Sean Payton says, hey, Russ, am I allowed to coach you hard? Yeah. Okay, that means everything, publicly, internally, we're going to get after it. Some guys need that type of accountability and responsibility. How do you think Russell Wilson responds, Darius?
I think he responds well. Was a great player. Had a great career before he got to Denver. He had a Hall of Fame caliber career. Same with Sean Payton. Sean Payton's back now on the sideline. Russell Wilson's back. Payton, he's a homer, but obviously he knows more about the quarterback position than anyone. He sounded optimistic about their marriage kind of working, and it's definitely going to be some growing pains. But who Drew Brees was, and he obviously will never. I don't think he'll be that in this offense. Drew Brees was surgical. Gets to the back foot, the ball's going to be in the same spot every time. Russell Wilson at his height was the broken plays, the Houdini type plays and making it happen. And it always starts with the running game too. So it's going to be interesting to see how that marriage works.
Well, another thing from the Wickersham article was, he talked to the Saints GM, Mickey Loomis, and I believe Mickey said, yeah, Sean can be a lot sometimes, but he's 2 to 3 steps ahead of everyone. And we saw that earlier in the offseason when he kind of went after Hackett and it was out of nowhere. But we've talked about before that was more so a message for his team, not the reaction that it got from
even his apology afterwards. He was like, I had my Fox hat on. I'm sorry.
Shouldn't have said that.
That's his whole team heard what he said.
Right.
That's like whenever you're in court and they say strike that, the whole jury heard it.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I mean? The whole team heard Sean Payton's actual feelings, which is a rally cry, I think, for the boys that were there last year. I appreciate, though, that Sean Payton and Russ are potentially a dynamic duo that we could have never expected. Sean Payton's got the J's on.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Clean.
He's nocturnal, they say.
Yeah.
This dude's up till 3, 4 a.m. His team meetings, as opposed to being like 7 a.m., they're a little bit later in the day. He's got a little film room where he has candles that are touching together. That's one of his superstitions. It's perfect lighting. He's in there all night looking for things to help his team. And then you got Russell Wilson, who is a movie character quarterback.
Yes. Yeah.
Like this guy is wearing the Good Man brand. You know what I mean? He's eating the
High knees on
freaking
airplane.
sub.
That's
Danger
right.
Witch.
The Danger Witch.
Danger
He should
Witch
be on
on
quarterback.
there. What's that?
He should be on quarterback this year.
You're talking about Mr. Unlimited. See, all these things that people make fun of him for, I genuinely believe it's Team 3 around him.
Yeah.
Team 3 telling him, like, hey, this is a good idea.
You're right. And he says you're
Hey,
right.
this is, if we were to write a movie about a quarterback, this is what the movie character would do. And he's like, you're damn right. So we're going to London? Yeah. All right, let me get in it. Let me get in. Let me hit these knees. And then I need somebody to, hey, we need another character in the movie. I need somebody to say, whenever we're flying, right, I was doing you saw me?
Yep.
Did you see me touching the toes? After I was sleeping, I woke you up. You remember? You lift your things. Look what I'm doing. You tell the story. Like all of that, I think can be distracting, especially whenever the entire world turns. Like Russell Wilson was good. All this stuff was happening. So everybody was like, yeah, Russ deserves an MVP vote. He was out there in Seattle. Now, whenever the Legion of Boom got kind of sent away and Russ was the new face of the Seahawks, there was a little bit of heat, especially with what was going on in his personal life and who was in his personal life. So obviously it started. But when he goes to Denver and they stink and he's still doing all that stuff, all of a sudden, instead of people saying, that's good leadership out of Russell Wilson.
Right.
Now they're saying, that's the corniest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I would never be on a team with that. That's how quickly it all changed for him. I feel like that's a daunting task whenever the entire public image that you've tried to build up for so long just seemingly crashes. Not because you've done something bad, but because people aren't taking your stuff the same way that they have for your entire career. Him being free from that. No chatter about Russell Wilson this offseason. None. No talk about how he's going to do on the field. No talk about the Broncos aside from Sean Payton really being there. I feel like he's going to be a much more free person this year. I hope mentally you would assume that could be the case.
Well, and because Peyton takes that all off of him and like you said, who better to play the movie character quarterback's coach than the movie character quarterback's coach played by Kevin James in the completely perfect, well-told story that was of Sean Payton's coach's life.
Well, Sean was a janitor now, you remember?
That's right.
Who's that guy that makes those really weird movies?
Sandler?
No.
Tarantino?
Yeah, him.
Yep.
There it is. He's always in there one scene, right?
Oh, yeah.
Just always. That's what Sean Payton does.
Yep.
But doesn't this feel kind of like the story of the week's been in the same state, Prime going into Colorado, and just rolling with an iron fist in that organization, and then Sean Payton kind of is coming in and doing the same thing because it feels like the whole Broncos organization needed that this year.
That's the man that plays the movie of Russell Wilson's life when he gets to Denver and it gets turned around.
For the first
His
45
first
minutes,
documentary.
I thought that was Sean Payton.
We did wonder, like, hey, did Sean Payton take that personally a little bit?
Yeah, I don't know if he had a say in the casting.
He was in the movie, but I thought Kevin James nailed it.
Oh, yeah.
Good
Yeah.
football guy there.
Yep.
So speaking of movies and Russell Wilson, congratulations. We think they're going to be better. But if they're not, then you got to start talking about what's next for Russell Wilson. Is he going to retire and just walk away from the $500 million? These are the things that happen at the quick rate that it happens, especially when you're a quarterback in the NFL. Let's talk about a person that's a defensive end in the NFL.
Ooh.
A guy that just got $122.5 million guaranteed. $122.5 million guaranteed. Nick Bosa agrees to a new deal with the San Francisco 49ers.
Wow. Whoa.
This happened last night, obviously, or yesterday. And when it was chatted about by Adam Schefter, who will be joining us next hour on NFL Live yesterday, he said that somebody had to go to a press conference, did not know that this was even close to getting finished. And then by the time the press conference either started or something like that, deal was done. So there was a big about face by one side or the other. We don't know if it was Bosa who made an agreement to come down to $34 million a year, or if it was the Niners that were just like, we can't play without the jungle cat. And if you look at the way our roster is constructed, we're spending money on everybody. So we're not going to spend money on the Defensive Player of the Year. Right now, the San Francisco 49ers have the highest paid defensive end in Bosa, the highest paid running back in Christian McCaffrey, which is a massive conversation because of the running back market. Kyle Juszczyk is the highest paid fullback. I believe that might have changed,
Third,
actually.
yeah.
Yeah, he kind of moved that. He was at one point, though, the highest paid fullback whenever the deal was done. George Kittle is currently the third highest paid tight end. Trent Williams, third highest paid left tackle. Fred Warner is the third highest paid linebacker. Hargrave, sixth highest. Debo, seventh highest. I mean, there is just, whenever you talk about going all in, this is going all in. Now, they can do all this because their quarterback was the last pick of the draft.
Yep. Bingo.
He's only owed $934,000. And although, if you talk to a young version of us,
Sure.
if you talk to me whenever I was 12 years old, and they say, hey, Pat, your entire family is going to make $934,000 in 1 year, boy, we'd be pumped.
Yeah. Where do we sign?
Everybody would be pumped.
Yeah, I think so.
When you compare it to the real world, you're like, Brock Purdy's doing A-okay. But whenever you think about roster construction and salary cap gymnastics that they can do with $934,000 as opposed to 35, 40, 50 million on the books, they can do this. They can make their move. The Niners are in a great spot. Bosa seems to be happy and in good shape. He's probably going to have 4 sacks this weekend against Pittsburgh Steelers. And we're never even going to remember the fact that we thought they were delaying this negotiation a little bit too much, D-Bud.
Hey, worth every penny, first and foremost. And this is one of the first big dominoes to fall with the big defensive guys. Obviously, you got Stone Cold Jones out there and Brian Burns, who just practiced yesterday with the Panthers. Be interesting to see how that goes with him. D lineman in Miami, Wilkins. So Jungle Cat getting his money, man. This is a smart move for them. And like you said, they can do this with Brock Purdy. Big year, huge year for Brock Purdy. Probably the best roster in football, top to bottom. So Brock Purdy obviously got to show up now, being the guy from day one.
Yeah, but can Brock Purdy stay healthy?
Right.
That's like classic sports media. You know, he's a little undersized. You saw what happened when he got to Philadelphia. It's like, yeah, but we also saw everything else that happened.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where he was slicing and dicing and making plays, and he looked right back in so much comfort whenever he played in the preseason after the Tommy yawn. He came back earlier than I think anybody was expecting him to come back, and they're saying he's better than he even was last year. I hope that's the case because this team with Shanahan
Yes.
is supposed to be great.
Yeah.
This team should have had a championship in their eyes.
Right.
Absolutely.
But whenever you look from the outside in, it's like this team seems to have a little bit of a curse.
Yeah.
And that injury bug is wild with the Niners. You think about that NFC Championship game against the Eagles. First quarter, they lost everybody on their everybody that was on that graphic right there.
Brutal.
Somehow had a freak injury in the first quarter of the biggest game of the year, including obviously Brock Purdy. Whenever he has to suffer, they didn't have a person that could throw a forward pass on their roster in the NFC Championship game. It's like if they can get past the curse that seemingly, because you think whenever Jimmy G got hurt, they were in a bad spot. When other people have gotten hurt, they've been in a bad spot. If they can keep healthy this particular year, they should win it all. And they're the NFC team that is getting that chatter when there's like 10 in the AFC getting that talk. So the road is clear for this Niners team who is heavily committed. That's a lot of money guaranteed to a lot of people. Imagine if they don't win. You're like, ooh,
good player.
I don't like that.
Yeah,
Great
but
player.
I mean, like you said, though, like if they can avoid being snake bit, like the window is now because it is. Like, I mean, I think a lot of guys on their team also feel like, hey, if what happened in the NFC Championship, like if we play with a full bill of health, we're the better team. We're going to beat the Eagles. We're going to go to the Super Bowl. And like they're outside of the Eagles and the 49ers, like that is the NFC powerhouses right now. Like it's so wide open that they're not in the the AFC where it's like, hey, if we lose 5 or 6 games, there's 11, 12 teams that could make the playoffs over here. So they do need to go now.
Let's go to the AFC. Let's go to a team out there in Los Angeles. Ooh. You know, Coach Staley has been around the Chargers now for a few years. And whenever he came in, we got a chance to chat with him. His coaching tree, he says, is his mom and dad. His dad was a football coach. He grew up. That's who kind of taught him. And the way he coaches is very much like a high school coach. Hey, there's a lot of love, a lot of bonding, a lot of team commitment together. That's kind of how he motivates and leads. There's been a couple things that have happened over the last couple of years where people are wondering, is this guy going to be an NFL championship coach? Well, the Chargers have believed in him. Tom Telesco has remained loyal to him, obviously. And now we're getting a chance to hear him chat with the leaders of the Chargers. And it's a beautiful thing. Here's Coach Staley talking to the Chargers Leadership Committee. Council.
I think back to the very beginning of this, and some guys have been here the whole time. Some guys I've known for a long time, a little bit shorter time, but I think you guys have all earned your place here. And I think what we want to do
He's known them all.
is feed off you guys and make this your football team. You know, if I look back at our first 2 years, I think we've done so many great things and, you know, building a team, a culture, all that good stuff, winning games. But I feel like this is the first time where I felt like, man, this group of guys can go carry us. You guys can go carry us together in all 3 phases.
In play action again, Herbert climbs the pocket, takes a shot, has Keenan.
You know, it's that, you know, it's
Shotgun
that.
snap, here comes pressure, Carr, and as he throws, it's stripped. Guess who?
This is what I'm talking about. Right there. Not the win, but the aftermath.
Body slammed him to the ground. Eckler, 72 yards for the Chargers.
Hell yeah.
High pass. Did Williams make that catch? One-handed. My goodness.
Had to go with the other jersey for you, but this is kind of like a sweat. Like, so I had to go.
Khalil Mack is off his block, and he's going to be dropped again. Khalil Mack with a sack, his second of the game. Herbert stops, launches deep. Jalen Guyton, he's got it. Touchdown Chargers.
But it's that.
It's that.
Yep, right there.
You just threw it 70 yards away.
What I wanted to do is just kind of show you that because, like, that's the team.
I love that from the Chargers. And the Chargers social media department and content department is phenomenal.
Yeah,
and we're very thankful for that type of inside look. The leadership council is normally vets on the team who have been selected either by their peers or by the coaches to be the sounding board for the coach. If the coach is doing something they don't like, they go, hey, Bob, can't have it. They're the ones that are kind of selected to do that. It's not in every building. I assume it's much more prevalent now than it was like 10 years ago. But I appreciate whenever coaches are trying to hear the locker room. I also appreciate the fact that he's saying, hey, do your dance, bro.
Please.
Because if you think back to the do your job with Bill Belichick, who is supposed to be this guy who dresses obnoxiously.
No personality.
I wear a tank top every day, and I'm saying he dresses obnoxiously. Okay, I mean, he doesn't say anything, hates the world, hates life, doesn't single.
Oh, yeah. Single man.
Whoa,
New bill.
Yeah.
It's being reported.
Whoa, we didn't make this
That's
news.
Not breaking.
3 or 4 wins potentially.
Bro, we got revenge body Bill right now.
Okay.
Anyways, but from Do Your Job, if you think back, he was telling his team, hey, we need you dancing, okay? And he broke it down to a football science. He was like, look, when you're doing this, look at this guy's face. Look at this guy's face on the other team. Let them know that you're happy about what you just accomplished. And also, you want to celebrate your teammate. Hearing Bill Belichick say that made me wonder why anybody hates when people get excited and celebrated. And I think it's because people have a misconception that whenever you're happy and excited, that's you trying to be an eye guy, when instead it's you trying to celebrate the entire team. I loved Staley's message right there. I love that team, and you loved them last year. You picked them to go to the Super Bowl, I do believe, for the AFC. Are you back all in on them? And did that video change any of your thoughts about anything?
You know what? I'll be a Chargers fan as long as Herbert's there. And big year for Staley, because you look at that roster. We just looked up and put up that San Francisco roster. You could do the same thing with the Chargers, with the guys that they have, and brought over J.C. Jackson. You know, paid him some money last year. He got hurt, had a down year, but I expect him to bounce back, have a big year with Khalil Mack, Bosa, Mike Williams just drafted Johnson in the first round, Keenan Allen. highest paid quarterback in the league now. You got everything there. So he's got to go. And Sean Payton was rumored to maybe be trying to go there last year. So got everything there. Staley got to put it together. But showing those highlights, it doesn't matter how long you play. You never get tired of seeing your own highlights. You can see that even with Khalil back, Mike Williams. These guys made a ton of money, ton of plays. But that was dope to see. Get a little insight of what's going on with the. I'm sure it's some real shit that happened, real conversation that happened in there as far as the leadership council goes. But
I agree. Coach Staley had some short shorts on like that. He's been doing quads.
Yes.
Saw a little drip underneath. Had a little good body over there. But it felt like the players respected him, which I think we should take away forever. And it feels like Staley knows that in Los Angeles, the Rams were there first, and the Chargers came to town. Chargers were playing in an MLS stadium.
Yes, they were.
Yeah.
They weren't selling it out.
No, they were not.
The people they were playing were selling that thing out. Chargers fans were so mad. The Rams win a Super Bowl in L.A. L.A. is the biggest, hey, what's good? I'm there.
Cool.
Crowd in the history of anything. So the Rams kind of take it over. So when Staley and Tom Telesco piece together that team, they say, we want to be an entertaining brand of football. Okay, so we're going to be very aggressive. We're going to take shots. We're going to go for it on 4th and 20 on our own 10. And we're going to learn from that a little bit. But that's a part of their makeup. That's a part of like their DNA that they want their team to be known for. So I like the fact that he's adding in also like, hey, do your dance. We need to wake up a little bit after we make these big plays.
And to that point, they bring in Kellen Moore, who we know loves to air the ball out. But every single guy that he mentioned, and you could throw in Rashawn Slater, who's their awesome left tackle, got hurt last year. Same as
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh,
no.
shoot.
Oh, no.
football done.
Oh, no.
Jeez Louise.
Oh, no. Michael
I hope
Lombardi's
that's
book.
not a
Uh-oh.
Thank you, T-Bot.
sorry, Lombo.
Scoop. Hey, football.
Good scoop.
Why don't you get your hands on that ball?
Scoop score, got to.
Football done right there by Lombo. Got a bad base.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not
A little bit
good.
better base
Football
here,
done
boys.
wrong.
Jeez Louise. One part of football is having a good
Yeah.
stat base.
Correct.
All of a sudden, this book is just diving off the desk. Is this one not ready for the lights?
Uh-oh.
Are you not ready for ESPN football done? I think it is.
Yeah.
I sure
I
hope.
think it is.
Tough start.
I think it is. Football done right. Great book. Michael Lombardi. Top 100 players, top 10 coaches, top 10 media people.
What?
He went and did all the research.
Yes, he did.
But anyways, to your point, back.
Yeah, I mean, they all got hurt last year, too. Same as the Niners happened all in one time, so that was unfortunate, but that happened like all season long. Their roster, if they could stay healthy, is unbelievable.
Speaking of people that got hurt on AFC football teams that we don't necessarily love happening, Von Miller, who got paid like $200 million by the Buffalo Bills after winning a Super Bowl with the Los Angeles Rams and the Denver Broncos. Last year was a game record. On course for defensive MVP with how he was playing with the Buffalo Bills.
Sure.
Winning games for them, He gets injured, tears his ACL, still is around the Buffalo Bills building. We had a chance to chat with him very often last season. We're massive fans of his. He did some sort of recovery surgery where he was back walking like actually 8 days after the surgery on this show.
Yep.
He was walking around. Then during OTAs, he was doing his thing. During training camp, he was doing his thing. Now he's come out and spoke. He said, physically, I feel good. I just need more time for football in general. Not necessarily my knee. Ultimately, it wasn't my decision, and that's what makes Brandon Beane the best GM in all sports. I trust the Bills like no other team that I've been on. I feel good. I just needed more time for my overall health. The thing that I feel Beane is good at is that he is able to see Vaughn as a whole. Even though I feel good, he's able to make those important decisions like he's been doing. He's the best GM in all of sports. It's just 4 more weeks. I waited this long. I can wait 4 more weeks. I'll still be there. Shout out to Josina Anderson getting this from Von Miller after a preseason game. So Von Miller feels like he can play, is what it sounds like.
Yes.
Brandon Beane said, though, hey, hold on now. We don't know if you're all the way back health-wise, cardio-wise. Why not just wait 4 games for when the games matter a little bit more, we'll get you out there. He's a game wrecker immediately. He feels healthy. Why do you think Beane's holding him back? Just for later in the season?
Like you said, Von trusted, and we know we spoke to Von a lot last year. You guys spoke to him, it seemed like every week. But
It was awesome. That came out of nowhere.
Yeah, cool. Getting to know him, you can just hear how optimistic he is about everything. And obviously, even when you're ready, if you don't have to rush him out there, Bills got a good D-line. They got depth. They got guys, a good defense all around it. They can play good offense, obviously. They can go out there and score points and win games. So I think it's a smart decision for Brandon Beane to hold him out.
Yeah, just kind of slow him down a little bit. And he spoke in third person. I like that. He's feeling confident.
Yeah, that was cool. And, obviously you can't win the Super Bowl in September, but I think the Bills have the, most rotated guys in a D-line. I think their highest last year percentage-wise was Ed Oliver, and it was like 60% of defensive snaps. So, I mean, it's probably pretty good to get some of those younger guys more reps early, and Vaughn can, if he's going to be there, can probably, lend his knowledge to those dudes as well.
Von Miller's an alien.
Yes, he is.
He beat the hell out of that one on you.
Yeah, well, this alien probably would say Bill Belichick's the greatest GM in sports because that would make more sense. But I see what you mean by that with Vaughn.
Yeah, but you got to remember he was job shadowing Beane.
Yeah, that's true.
Exactly. Yeah, he's not going to not say that.
And Beane also paid him $575 million.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I just looked at the schedule though. We know Vaughn is deep in his heart. They don't play on Supergrass any of the first 4.
That could be part of it.
Hey, remember we had Dr. Sills?
Yes.
Who's the NFL's head chief medical officer.
First one ever.
First ever CMO, chief medical officer for the NFL. He was brought in, obviously, because Will Smith was a doctor who said, tell the truth.
Exactly.
That's right.
So then he's brought in to kind of fix the entire thing. He's former brain surgeon, I think active brain surgeon. Good guy. We've enjoyed our conversations with him. He's in a terrible position.
Horrible.
Terrible position. But we asked him about the grass or the turf, and what he was alluding to was like, our stats actually say that there's a type of synthetic turf that is the best out of all of it.
Whoa.
And he's like, we're still trying to get all the data and temperature and what month it's in, and we're trying to get an accurate thing because this will be a big commitment by the NFL. But it sounded like he was like, I don't want to be the one that has to say to these guys that they're all saying, get us grass, get us grass. It's like, there's this one turf that's actually super turf.
Exactly.
This is the one it's going to be. But there is some stadiums out there that I think guys are much more likely to get injured on than guys that aren't. He said it's not the grass.
Listen, you're the expert. I'm sure you looked at all the studies. How many out routes have you covered? How many times on third down have you gotten out of a stand?
That's doctor.
Yeah, I will say it to
Dr. Sills, I'm saying to anybody.
I'll say it right to Dr. Sills' face. I did.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, that's why they got that robot. Remember, he said we got this robot that's going to go over and digitally map the entire field, and it's going to let us know, like, hey, this point right here on the 35-yard line, your right hash, like, this is the danger zone. You got to stay away from this.
Hey, and that robot tore both of its menisci.
It did.
So that robot knows what like a little injured knee feels like on grass or on
Less
turf.
cartilage now.
They know. Yeah, the robot knows.
It knows.
It's just like humans.
We've had Dr. Sills on a few times. You know who hasn't come on?
Who's that?
First day on ESPN, good time to announce this. I think Roger Goodell's scared to talk to me.
Oh, is that right?
Mr. M&M's
Peanut M&M's,
Peanut,
please.
sorry.
Have a little bit of respect on his leather
Respect
chair.
people that have allergies.
What is? Yeah, well, he doesn't.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
he enjoys those peanut M&M's.
We don't know. He wasn't really eating those.
Yeah, and
He was. It was draft night.
It was
Come
braided
on.
content. It's for show.
he's allergic to this show too.
Feels like it.
So who says he's not allergic to
He's
some
doing
sort
the
of
media rounds.
He is.
We have put a request in for the commission. We assume, not only because of what we just said, but because of a lot of things that we've said, he will never come on this program.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But I would love to dance with Roger Goodell.
Who
I bet he
wouldn't?
comes on.
He's one of the greatest speakers of all time.
Yeah.
That is why he's the greatest commissioner in all of sports, because you listen to these other commissioners speak, and it's just like, hey, how can I put my foot in my mouth quicker? Hey, let me say something. It's a piece of metal, says the baseball commissioner about their trophy, and he's just shoving his foot down his mouth every time he opens it. Roger Goodell can dance. I don't know. I get the sense he's scared to come on.
It certainly seems that way.
Yeah, and I didn't expect this to be a day one conversation, but then whenever we saw him getting promoted on all these other shows, it's like, oh, he is doing shows. What?
What's going on?
What is this all
It's one of the
about?
biggest NFL shows.
No. There's a chance we either are or we're canceled by tomorrow. You know what I mean?
The second one's higher percentage.
I just saw somebody put on a tweet on X.
Okay.
Okay.
That's how I'm saying it from now on.
We don't know.
Tweet on it.
Tweet
I like
on X. I like that.
A tweet on
fair
X
compliment.
is how I kind of say it. Somebody's watching us on an airplane.
That's awesome.
No way.
Look at that.
Yeah, somebody's watching. Well, boom! Right on an airplane.
That's cool.
Oh, that's a big day.
That person needs to do their hair.
Yeah.
Two people.
One after two.
Yeah, listen.
What is that?
Early morning flight.
It's
Tony.
humid out, Tony.
Is that 1,000 spiders on top of that person's head?
Sitting in middle seat, too. There's a chance that's going to be a long flight, but we're thankful that we're joining you. Speaking of joining you, we'll be back at the top of the next hour. So we'll be taking a 3-minute break, and then we'll be back. There's no commercials?
Wait a minute.
Whoa! No. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. Take 3!
And thank you for having our back. I watch everything. Thank you for having our back.
You know, sue me. Don't actually. Shout out Brett Favre. I'm buying in to Deion Sanders. You know, I bought into the hype. I bought into the 80-plus people that he's brought in. I bought into the mindset. And they could potentially lose by 50, and I could never do this again. So give me Deion Sanders in the Buffaloes. Shocking the world today is 20-some point dollars.
Coach Prime gets it done in Week 1. Colorado pulled off the huge upset, beating 17th-ranked TCU 45-42. The quarterback Shedeur Sanders stepped up big, throwing for 510 yards.
And I think the reason why I believe is because literally everything that you've tried to do and committed to, you've succeeded at. And that's not blowing smoke or kissing ass. That's just the real fucking facts of life. You happen to have this it factor. And then whenever I heard you talking to your team, you were standing in the middle of them and you said, "Do you believe in you?" And they all said, "Yes, sir." It's like, I feel like what you're trying to put on into this locker room that is very new is the right shit. Is that why you were so incredibly confident going into this game?
I didn't have no doubt about that we were going to win that game. I never second guessed, never doubted, never said, hey, we could do it. And I knew if the ball is in Shedeur's hand at the end, we're going to win. Do you believe that? Huh?
Who said I didn't believe before?
No. I read through that bull junk you wrote down. I read through that. I sifted through
What did I write?
Yeah.
What did I write?
Oh, no. I mean, that's my son. I've been with him since he was a baby. I knew what time it was. The reason he was so intense and just so relaxed and ready, not only did he study, but when we went to a camp of a certain school, and a certain coordinator we just played against, he's an offensive coordinator, he was at that school, and we went to this school of camp, and he didn't pay him no attention. I don't even think he barely spoke to him. He just pushed him off to the side, and I went and told somebody, I said, hey, man, that ain't the way to treat him now. That's not right. That's not right. And he remembered that. But man, we worked our butts off. Everybody else does as well. But the preparation and the passion and the intensity that we have, and then you throw in the doubt factor of other people that's something I could tug on with my kids, I could tug on with my team, I could tug on with my coaches. Like, they don't believe us. They think it's a game. They think it's a joke. As long as you could give me a thread that I could pull on that heart, oh, my guy's ready to hunt. This kid here loves the game. Last week I told Travis, look, you're not going to practice until Friday because, you know, you got a little hamstring or whatever. So just chill. I look out there on the field. He's going both ways on Thursday. I said, Travis, did I tell you not to work today? That kid right there is a darn Rottweiler, man. He don't play. He texts me at 6 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. Let's go, baby. Let's go do this. That's the text I got from Travis at 6 o'clock in the morning. Let's go do this, baby. This is one of my favorite books next to the Bible. Remember this? Everybody remember this? Oh, yes. The Little Engine That Could. You know what he said? I think I can. I would be a fool to ever don't think I can. And I think we can. I really do. As closer we get up that hill, we're going to say, I know we can. I know we can. I know we can. That's what I heard on the sideline. It wasn't just I believe. They really felt that, and they really believed before we took the field.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey, let's go. This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for. The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, you pig! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Sport! Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this magical NFL kickoff. Thursday, September 7, 2023, hour 2 of the program starts now. Football is whole this evening as the professional league kicks off after an incredible start to the college football season. This is the greatest time of year, and we are so incredibly thankful that you're spending your afternoon or morning or evening or early morning with us all over the globe. You're the absolute best. The Toxic Table is here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. One half of the Hammer, Dahn. Cowboys Town Diggs is here. 9-year NFL vet, a man who will be with us every Monday through Wednesday. Darius J. Butler is here. And joining us live from a fully renovated attic in Ohio.
Oh, yeah.
A college football national champion, a Super Bowl champion, a Ryder Cup winner. Although the team lost, he won his matchup. He's the current president of Ohio. You didn't know there was presidents of states? There is in Ohio, and this guy is the president of the union.
Whoa.
Of Ohio.
That's right.
Not the union. The union,
Yeah.
Different.
they lost.
They did.
They did. Sorry about it.
Yeah.
Hate to break to you. I'm from Pittsburgh. This guy's from Ohio. Ladies and gentlemen, father of 10, COVID survivor, AJ Hawk.
Whoa.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, boy.
This is what I'm talking about. I'm trying to figure this whole situation out. I got a Zoom here. Yeah, congrats. We're on ESPN. Awesome. My camera almost worked.
Looks good.
Also, I would like to call Aaron's bluff. I cannot wait to see him uncensored this year. He's been censoring himself a lot, so to be uncensored will be fun to see.
Oh yeah, he's been censoring himself a lot. Are you going to try to prod and poke a little bit? Let's. I don't want to talk about Aaron too much here. Let's talk about you. You got a fully. Oh yeah.
A little left.
How do I look?
Great.
Yeah.
Really
Awesome.
good.
Cool.
I can't hear myself anyway, so it doesn't matter how you guys do it.
For new watchers of the show, this man is the all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
Yep.
He was the number 5 overall pick in the draft, ran a 4.4 at one point at the weight of 270 pounds, 50 of it all in his cranium.
Right.
Yep.
This guy is a very accomplished human being in the world of sport. And then he's also one of the most toxic people of all time.
By far.
And we've had this thing going here for like 3-4 years where he would basically just call in every single day and we do our show. Move to ESPN. We got ideas, says the worldwide leader.
Let's change it up.
Let's make it better over there for you. Let's make the camera a little clearer. Let's
Yeah.
make the light a little brighter. Let's do all that. Well, what they didn't take into account is how large his head is.
Yes.
That's right.
They had that thing zoomed in on his head. His face was going to be plastered like this on ESPN, literally for 2 hours every single day. So they've had to move it all the morning. AJ, you look amazing. You should be happy. You look better.
Hawker.
You look
I'm good.
better.
As long as it looks good, I'm fine. I'm good to go. It's a little bit getting used to. I'm kind of old, so I got to get used to all this different. You kind of get set in your rhythm with what you've been using for a long time, and then here we go.
Old dog, new tricks. Old toxic dog, new tricks. We
right.
think you look fantastic. Although you are off center though. Can you move yourself to the center of the camera?
Yeah.
The center changes every 3 seconds here on my end. I'm just letting you know right now.
Just move to your left a little bit. There you go.
That's my left.
There
Yep,
you
right
go.
there.
All right.
Perfect.
Now I can barely see myself in here. Whatever. It doesn't matter. I don't need to see myself.
You look
We're
good.
good. This isn't what the show's about. Come on.
Nah, kind of is.
A little bit.
Kind of
Little
is.
bit.
Kind of is. It's a big part of it, obviously. Let's dive into it. The NFL is back. You're a very accomplished NFL guy. So why don't you give our new audience a breakdown of tonight's game? What do you expect to see from the Kansas City Chiefs and from the Detroit Lions? Let's start on the Kansas City side. Travis Kelce, Ohio guy, as are you. We all understand that Ohio people are built different. That is just a matter of fact. We need to understand that. If you meet somebody from Ohio, you need to understand a couple things. They will fight you.
Yep.
They will stick up for themselves. They will talk shit, and they will drink 40 to 50 beers if it calls for it.
That's right.
That is an Ohio person in my eyes. I understand it's not everybody, but in the football world, you can normally bank on that being the case. Travis Kelce, tough dude, accomplished guy. He's 34 years old. Bone bruise allegedly in the knee after a hyperextension just 2 days ago. I see it not good for him playing this evening. Had a workout this morning. They were going to judge from the workout on whether or not he would play this evening. We'll be talking to Schefter in like 30 minutes. We'll see if he has any more information. What is your early thought, and what do you think this does to the Chiefs?
Well, the fact that this just happened on Tuesday of a Thursday game, correct? He just hyperextended it, and that he might be playing, that they're going to test him and everything is crazy to me. It's unbelievable. I mean, Travis Kelce, we know, obviously Hall of Famer for sure, but the fact that he might play in week 1 of a 17-game regular season, they're going to go to the playoffs most likely too. I give him credit for trying to play. I wonder if they're going to try to sit him down and try to protect him from himself. But I don't know.
That's what Brandon Beane's doing to Von Miller. Von Miller told Josina Anderson that Beane is looking out for Vaughn as a whole, not just Vaughn right now in the Buffalo Bills. So maybe Veach and Andy Reid will do that. But Peyton was on here last hour. He's obviously won 2 Super Bowls in 2 different cities, so he's experienced banner night after you win a Super Bowl. You have as well with Green Bay Packers. He said that's a big night for a team. That's a big night to remember the greatness that you had last year and to propel kind of into the next year. Obviously, teams have lost on banner evenings, but Peyton described that energy as almost like a playoff game type feel, a Super Bowl type feel.
Yeah, I think it's something you could probably gain some momentum from, like a college team that goes and they win their final bowl game, whatever the season went, they go have a nice big bowl victory, and then they ride that through their off-season workouts. I mean, maybe you can use that, and when you're presented and your ring and they drop the banner and all that. I'm sure Kelsey obviously wants to be there, but let's see if they protect him. I don't know.
We can barely hear you. You're not talking loud.
Yeah.
We can barely hear. Are you okay?
Are you serious?
Yeah, can you turn the volume up?
We can barely hear you.
I can't hear myself, so I have no idea if my mic's even on. But what I'm saying, Travis Kelsey, you guys get it.
What?
Okay.
All right.
Okay. We do get it for
Good
sure.
point.
Darius, he's not playing. Big deal? Not big deal. What do the Lions defense do? You always say what something is. He changes the math. Travis Kelsey is the guy that changes the math, right? Yeah. He's not playing. Big deal? He is playing. Big deal? What do you think? Are we making too much of this? Because it is literally the conversation for the next 7 hours.
I mean, you talk about a first ballot Hall of Fame caliber player is definitely a big deal. But then you go to the quarterback position, you talk about somebody who's going to be in the conversation for the greatest of all time. So he's going to figure out a way to get it done. Andy Reid went over his opening week record, 10-0 in the last 10 or 11-0 in the last 11 years. So they'll be ready as a team. So yeah, it's definitely a big deal. But I mean, you got Patrick Mahomes; they'll figure it out.
You guys were talking about the banner night and the vibes and everything. Super Bowl winners are 19-4 since 2000.
Oh, and they don't book that like a homecoming game.
No, they don't.
No, it's not like and not that any game is a homecoming game in the NFL. Everybody's getting paid. Remember, the Bengals had 4 wins. Then he went to the Super Bowl the next year. They're not the only team that has done that in the history of the NFL. Every team can be great, but the NFL is booking that as like, hey, this is going to be like our 3rd highest number here.
Yes.
Opening night is a big deal. This is good. And the Lions getting that nod
Yeah.
is an awesome thing for Detroit,
Wild.
for Lions fans, and for MCDC. The NFL believes in that team. That's why I think it's a big deal if Travis Kelsey isn't playing.
Yeah, I mean, the last 2 years, I think the road dog has covered. The Cowboys with the Bucks was a 1-point game, and then last year the Bills beat the hell out of the Rams. But the other thing that Peyton said that I think is kind of big is Andy Reid's not just, playing with his thumbs over these last 2 days once Kelsey got hurt. I assume he's probably drawn up a few unbelievable plays that are with, Sky Moore, Tony, MVS. And that's why at the end of the day, it is damn near impossible to not bet with Mahomes and Andy Reid.
Let's move away from this game this evening. We'll make our picks, obviously, and give more on how we think the NFL season, the 104th NFL season, kicks off this evening at a later time. But what I do know is sportsbooks are sleeping on the Indianapolis Colts.
Is that right? Huh. That's interesting.
Okay, the odds for the Colts to win a Super Bowl are not great. And the reason why I'm talking about the Colts is because I was grossly overpaid to kick a ball for the Indianapolis Colts, currently live in Indianapolis, have season tickets to the Indianapolis Colts. I believe I'm hitting the anvil this weekend.
Here we
Starting
go.
the season for this Anthony Richardson era. But they got him at plus 10,000. Okay, to go win that Super Bowl in Vegas. What they didn't know, and what the world just found out, Jim Irsay put a quote right outside the goddamn locker room.
Look out.
I think I'm allowed to say what I just said. When you walk in the locker room, there is a circle. And my obligation to everyone in that locker room is the circle has to be as strong as possible to give us a chance to win, Jim Irsay.
I love that.
I don't know if he's Ralph Waldo Emerson. I don't know if he's one of our great philosophers of our time. He might be the most motivating and inspiring human on earth.
Yeah.
But if I see that as I'm walking in there, I'm like, hey, listen, just like a ring, baby, it's a circle. Okay? We got no edges around here. Our job is to make your circle as strong as possible. Now, when this circle gets on a football field, it's going to line up in different formations.
Sure.
It's going to do different plays. But this circle, whenever we reconvene afterwards, whether it's to pray or to celebrate, is going to be a strong one. Because of me, Jim Irsay's motivating the boys. Those odds, look for those odds to move in the next day or so because that quote has been put outside the locker room.
Well, and the boys have already taken heed of that because I don't know if you saw it, but JPA Football reported, and I don't know who he reported it by way of, but on his day off, Anthony Richardson went in there for 8 hours to start preparation for the Jaguars this weekend.
Starting quarterback?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Day off?
Day off.
Whoa. Well, I saw quarterback.
Yeah, not everybody.
Not everybody does that. Not everybody
I heard he
does that.
swept the whole locker room, too, with a vacuum. He vacuumed the whole thing.
That was after the rookie
did that
thing.
earlier
That's
this
cool.
year.
You're disgusting. You need to stop making a mockery out of everything.
Not.
What we do need to know is Shaq Leonard read that thing, and all of a sudden he was out of the concussion protocol. That has been announced this morning.
Wow.
Shaq has been cleared. Former Defensive Player of the Year. What's that?
Coincidence? I think not.
Yeah, I don't think so either. He read it, and it was like that brain activity. You know how they have those brain activities, and it just kind of, sunk everything back together.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm not in a concussion anymore. I just read this. The circle's strong. Hell yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Hell yeah, we're in there. AJ, does that make you think twice about laughing about the Indianapolis Colts when Jim Irsay's quotes are right outside the locker room and the boys are reading them every single day?
I love Jim Irsay. I love everything about Jim Irsay. Him coming on here smoking cigs.
Yes.
When he comes on interviews, the guy is the man. Chris Angel, he has come into the stadium tonight?
Tomorrow night.
That's right.
Chris Angel's breaking the world record at Lucas Oil Stadium for the Jim Irsay collection, where Jim Irsay will be on the electric guitar and singing in a sold-out Lucas Oil Stadium. Yeah, sorry.
Wow.
Don't
well,
miss
with
that.
all of the great quotes that Jim Irsay has, I wonder how he narrowed it down and picked this one. That's what I thought of when I first saw this quote. Like, you have so many. What made you? It's kind of like the strongest link, right? Like the old chain and that whole situation. It's his take on that quote.
I think so too. And whenever you just pop out quotes like it's candy, like that'll probably get changed next week. They don't win that game.
I hope so.
I assume we got a new Jim Irsay quote next week.
It's not going anywhere.
Does the signature change?
Well, the circle's
The
strong.
picture behind it, man. Was Jim Irsay in the picture behind? I didn't see it.
I think it was Takite.
Takate's dead.
Oh, man, that's a
You're a
bummer.
pig, by the way, for bringing that up.
Well, I had to. I figure he probably read that quote to Takite half the time.
Rest in peace to the Buddhist
right.
whale Lolita, who did die months before she was to take a 757 from Miami to Washington to swim in some waters that had a fence in it.
Correct.
But it was an honorable death.
The tank is a circle.
We'll miss you, Lolita.
Love you, Lolita. Well, I mean,
Thank you, Takate.
Yep, that's her in the picture.
are we all going to miss
It is.
her? You know? It's a real bummer that she passed away, but I assume as a person who lives in Indianapolis, it'd be nice if the owner of our team who promised us, 2 Super Bowls before 2030 would kind of focus on that instead of, playing grab ass with some wins. Okay? That's just how I see it.
Guppy, what's the deal
That's
here?
just
Come
how I see it.
I want to let you guys know that man that's speaking into that microphone right there, who is on social media all show, ripping, clipping, posting, had a 10-year ban from America about a month and a half ago. Now he's all the way back as a legal
American dream,
citizen.
baby. American dream. Hell yeah.
That guy painted ships for how many years?
15, my friend.
Painted ships for 15 years. Calls into this show one time, and all of a sudden we go, I like the cut of that Dumpy. Is that his name?
Dump.
Dump? I like Dump's energy.
Oh, yeah.
And all of a sudden we try to get him to America. Painted ships for a reason. Has no college degree. That turned into a big problem with
Yes, it
immigration.
did.
Mm-hmm.
But boy, it is a true American dream story.
Yes, it is.
And also in Canada, we're on
TSN 1, actually.
Whoa,
Not
wow.
2, 3, 4, or 5.
Is that good?
The main TSN.
Shout out.
We'll see.
Yeah, for now.
How long that lasts.
Yeah.
Just like this program. We'll see how long.
Hey,
this-
buddy, Don Carey's not anymore. What the heck's going on?
Yeah, we're probably hated. Whoever we took the place of is probably beloved in Canada, probably their most favorite person. And I'm going to have to hear about it for the next 2 months about how we are the reason that this person is no longer on TSN. And I'm like, I'm sorry about it. I love CFL. I watch CFL.
Yeah.
I've been going to Canada a long time.
Yeah.
Love the Loonies, the Toonies.
Yeah.
Sure.
Love that
Poutine.
Tiger ice cream.
Boom. Love Tiger
Well,
ice cream.
and you can be honest. I mean, we all know the CFL sucks. It's not as if
Whoa.
it's not. We're talking about the NFL today, okay? The NFL starts today. We can't be talking to the CFL. The CFL absolutely blows. I'm sorry. I
Okay,
really am.
So just for everybody, that guy is from Massachusetts. Yes, he is a masshole. That is not only his gimmick, but actually the way he just operates.
Yeah.
Right.
The guy
Every
next
day.
to him from Iowa, big-time Green Bay Packers fan. Gumpy back there, Canadian Dolphins fan. Tone Diggs, Pittsburgh Steelers fan. And Darius Butler's a fan of any team that's good.
That's right. Yeah, front runner.
Was that
4 teams?
in the NFL?
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's Eagles, Niners, Chargers, and Chiefs. Right?
Nope.
is
Got
it?
Colts. Colts, that's my football home.
How do you feel about the quote? Boys are rattled.
Solid quote. I would love to see Irsay just behind it, just him in the middle of the circle.
What if it was him like this, and then it was like the
Oh,
word-
like he's like speaking.
yeah. Like, like
Yeah.
You're like the driving crooner.
Yeah, like the words are coming out of his mouth.
Yeah.
Let's
No,
get
if they lose some games, guys might take some liberties with that picture. You might want to watch it.
What would they do?
You.
What would they do?
I'm
You
just
got
wondering
some
how you-
nerve, pal.
What do you
You're
mean?
the one that was mimicking how it would go, so I don't know. I think we should stick to football.
That was the driving crew.
Yeah, what? He's smoking a cigar. What do you think he'd be doing?
I don't know what you guys are thinking. I'm just saying I don't want any graffiti.
You know what
over
you're
it.
thinking.
Yeah, we do know what you're thinking.
There
Okay,
you
so we're all on the same page here. But nonetheless, Jim Irsay's motivating the boys. The Colts are going to be good. And we all just need to remember that.
Okay.
Speaking of good, AJ, the deal that Bosa signed with the San Francisco 49ers is not just good, but it's absolutely great. Everybody said this deal was going to get done. There was no worries by anybody. Insiders from the NFL Network, who has a live show now at the same exact time as us.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Real bummer.
Yeah. Stood on a table for that guy.
Yeah. Fought for him.
But we're proud of him. We're proud of him.
Absolutely.
We are proud of him. We're going to.
Not proud of him for a second.
People should be saying that maybe, but we are proud of him, though. We are incredibly pumped for him. But the NFL Network was saying this is going to get done. Adam Schefter, who will be joining us about 20, this is going to get done. Insiders in San Francisco, this is going to get done. Everybody around football is like, they're going to get a deal done with Nick Bosa. That's the way it goes. But then tick, 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 tick. We're getting real close to season. It's like, hey, if they're going to get it done, why haven't they got it done? Allegedly, there was a bout faced by, we assume, the Niners about getting a deal done because they weren't close as of yesterday at some point. And then, boom, biggest defensive deal in the history of the NFL comes through the wire. $122.5 million guaranteed, $170 million as a total over 5 years. I think he gets like $50 million or something like that at signing. It is absurd. It's a great deal. The Bosas do good business. That is what the Bosas do. How do you feel about this? And why do you think it took so long? And what would the Niners look like without Bosa?
I mean, I think they're a completely different defense without him. Now they have studs all over the place at all three levels when you look at the Niners D, but like you say, he changes the numbers. Bosa's out there. You set the protection to him. You're always worried about him. You don't ever feel good about it being singled up on him with even probably a tackle. So especially don't want to get your tight end singled up on him. We see that coaches get blamed for being like the worst coach ever if you single up a tight end on a guy like Nick Bosa.
Oh, that was a big internet thing.
Yeah.
Let's stop blocking D ends with tight ends. It was like a big thing, and I can understand. I saw Max Crosby welcome
Michael Mayer.
Michael Mayer to the NFL in the Raiders practice. I don't know if you saw that. He actually told D lineman, "Watch this."
Yeah.
And then Max Crosby put his head right underneath Michael Mayer, Notre Dame tight end, rookie, and then just ran him 20 yards and then dumped him on his back or whatever. And then if that was in a real game, the internet would be like, why is that happening? But that does happen with sometimes plays that are called, and there's a play clock, and there's substitution that happens, and whenever you have those moments, you got to take advantage of them, and Bosa takes advantage of every single moment. I got to watch him play against Seattle. When that dude lays out, bro, he sprawls out. He's like this.
Yep.
AJ?
There we go. Yep, you look just like him.
Yeah, I know. I've been watching film. He's 6 yards. He is somehow
He does
18
look different in the
feet
stands.
long.
Huge. He looks different. You could pick him out in the stands from a mile away. I feel like you're like, oh, that's a Bosa. That's Joey or Nick probably, or possibly his dad.
I'm sitting up in the booth with Herb Street now Michaels for this Thursday night game against Niners Seahawks. First time in Seattle. It was loud. It was awesome. No big deal. I get to do it. But you're looking down there and you just see a human that is just longer and bigger than everybody. It's like there is a Jaguar out there on the field with everybody else, and it's Bosa. And he just so happens to have an incredible work ethic. His commitment is there. His football IQ is through the roof. He knew he's the best player in defensive football. He gets $34 million a year. With Brock Purdy's contract, they can do this. But if the Niners don't win, I mean, it has to be the shock of this guy is going to be ready to go this weekend.
Yeah.
Against your Pittsburgh Steelers, he's getting 4 sacks.
Is he?
Kenny
Yeah, he
Pickett
will,
is
Yes, he will.
Good. You know what? I can tell you what he didn't do. He didn't kick the door in to get this deal done like TJ Watt did. So does he like football, or does he like taking money away from the people of San Francisco?
We don't know if that's true or not. We'll ask Schefter.
Yeah, good.
That's right.
You know what? I'm glad to hear that. But I'm actually glad he's playing because I don't want to hear excuses when the Steelers win on Sunday. Okay?
Ooh.
Because all the people who would be tweeting on X, okay?
We like that. That's what we're doing. We're saying that's the new thing.
They would have said, "Oh, you guys only won because Joey Bosa was out." Well, guess what? He's not. He's not out. And guess what? You guys were talking about blocking ends with tight ends. George Kittle said that he wanted all TJ Watt in week 1, and now is he even going to play, or is he scared?
Oh.
Okay? So
Whoa, get on front of the program. We're undefeated at WrestleMania.
These are the questions we need to be asking. No, I'm not friends with any of them week 1.
Okay, I like that you're holding that. He's a diehard Steelers fan. I think the Steelers are going to be better than they have been. I think the offense is incredible. I saw a Hembo stat this morning on Get Up. Pickett and Pickens, highest QBR of any quarterback wide receiver combo last year, like 97.8 or something. Now, they chose not to throw the ball.
Sure.
So that's just like when an airport in Indianapolis wins the best airport in the world,
Right.
but it has 4 flights out of it a day. It's like, how do they keep it so clean? Well, there's nobody here.
Exactly.
It's very quick. Well, there's nobody here. It's like, well, they didn't throw the ball much to Pickens at all, but when they did, it was a success story. Feels like Matt Canada, the offense coordinator, going to open up a little bit more.
If the preseason is any indication, then yeah. But Steelers haven't given up more than 17 in the last 7 that TJ Watt has played. And the Niners are really good at defense. So this one might be a low-scoring affair.
Complete opposite of this evening. AJ, I think tonight's going big. I think it's going to be loud tonight. I think there's going to be a lot of points to start this NFL season.
Yeah, Chris Jones being out for the Chiefs, I think, has a huge impact that people won't even know. I mean, Jared Goff should feel more comfortable without him pushing the middle, but still. I mean, let's see. I would love to see a shootout. I'd have no issue with that tonight.
Somebody mentioned this morning, I believe it was Con Man, who said, like, hey, Jahmyr Gibbs tonight, look for a hello to the NFL because no Chris Jones in the middle with the Detroit Lions offensive line, you would assume they're going to be able to move the rock on the ground. And then what does that set up? Hi,
yeah. See you later.
Hi, and guess what's happening? They're getting sucked up.
Oh, yeah.
All of them.
Aren't they getting sucked up, DB?
Linebackers.
They're getting sucked up.
Sucked up all night.
Oh, getting sucked up.
So much sucking up.
Because you have to.
Yeah.
Because you got to play the run.
Rules of the game.
And then suck them up.
Yep.
And then Jared Goff goes, nah.
Yep.
And then,
so.
And then, oh no.
Oh no, what's that? Got to scramble.
Yeah, I got sucked up
I'm not
already.
getting sucked up anymore.
Shoot. Bail.
Pull out.
Uh-huh.
And then
boom. Right over.
Boom. Jared Goff, who has a cannon.
Yeah.
Makes a big time play. The more I talk about it and the more I think about it, the more I really like this Lions team.
Okay.
I had no decision this morning. I was supposed to be on First Take at like 11 o'clock, and then that turned into like 11:15 or something because we had a direct connection, but we couldn't connect.
Oh, okay.
So that
Yeah, direct connection.
we're going to have a couple of these throughout the season here, just like AJ with his brand new camera and everything like that. But one of the questions they wanted to ask was who's winning tonight. And at the point of me getting on to when I thought I was going on First Take, I didn't know who I liked because Chris Jones, massive loss on the defense. Travis Kelce, massive loss on the offense. We're just banking on Andy Reid, right? I guess that's just what we're banking on is the fact that we like and trust Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes being the best player on earth right now.
Yeah, don't you think their resume would tell you to lean in that direction maybe?
But Hutchinson, bro. We were watching highlights of him from last year because that Detroit Lions defense for the first half of the year there was nothing to desire about that defense. They were bad all over the board. But if you look at the highlights from last year, the only human that seemingly shows up all over the tape every single week was this big dude, Aiden Hutchinson. Not only making picks, but rushing the passer, causing absolute havoc. And we watched him one day in his offseason on his social media.
Oh, yeah.
This dude's fully committed to ball. This is a TJ Watt. This is a Von Miller. This is a guy who loves what he does. We assume he's going to be better than he's been. And without Travis Kelce being out there, they don't have to really offset much. They can really let their defense roll. The more I think about it, the more I like the Detroit football Lions.
They brought some dogs over there, too. Not only in the draft with Jack Campbell, obviously the first
mean
round.
cuss.
Brian Branch.
Might be the
Brian
best
Branch,
linebacker of all time.
Swiss Army knife in that secondary. Cam Sutton, CJ GJ. So they got some dogs over there to
Come on. Come on.
I think it'll be a good
What's
game.
that?
We're
Pat
not
Mahomes.
picking yet, but Patrick Mahomes he's the great equalizer.
It's Patrick Mahomes, and the Chiefs added to their own line. They let Orlando Brown walk out the door, and they signed Juwan James. It's not as if they got a bad O-line. Their O-line's also unbelievable. I think it is strictly going to come down to if the Chiefs can play any defense and not get sucked up.
What did I say when I was watching that quarterback and watching Patrick Mahomes? I said I'm never picking against that guy ever again.
That's right.
Just the way he operates. He's talking shit about talking shit. That's the type of guy I want leading my team. Like the guy who can make every single play, but also has the moxie of a dog. Like that is what Patrick Mahomes is. You hear the cuteness of the ketchup, and you see him drink a little Coors Light every once in a while. But I didn't really know the cut of his jib behind closed doors. Then quarterback kind of gave us a little peek at that. It's like, oh my God, this is the guy. His dad, I just learned last night on NFL Films, they had something on NFL Network. His dad was in MLB, 18 years professional baseball, 10 years in the minors.
Whoa.
10 years in the minors, 8 years in the majors. So he actually talked about watching his dad in the minors and try to make it and like how you need to enjoy what you're doing and then the competitive edge that comes from that. It's like he is a perfect NFL quarterback, and I can't night one just pick against. What am I doing?
No.
I can't give a promise to myself. I just kept a month and a half ago.
No, you just answered your own question. You can't bet against Mahomes. And also, this feels like if Kelsey doesn't play, this is the prototypical, hey, one of these ancillary receivers who we aren't really talking about right now, like, is going to have 150 yards and 2 touchdowns, and Mahomes is going to make him look like an offensive player of the year candidate, and then we'll be talking about him 6 to 7 weeks down the road.
Let's talk about another team that's in the middle of something. The Commanders are in the middle of a transition into new ownership. Obviously, we've learned and followed along with the last ownership of the Washington football team and Washington Commanders, and I think widely known as worst owner in history of professional sports.
One of.
He's up there.
Definitely up there.
I mean, there's probably some professional league somewhere that we haven't heard about where the owner was just like disgusting human being. Not that this wasn't, but
Yeah.
there's probably
Yeah, the
some
NBA,
sort of
yeah.
there was some
a couple guys
Sterling,
in the NBA.
and then the
I was
Phoenix
actually
guy.
at the ESPYs in like player area of ESPYs sitting down. I was only Caucasian.
Okay.
In the area that I was sitting, me and the guy I was with, and Drake went up there and sang Sterling Never Loved Us.
Yes. Oh, yeah, I remember
And then
that.
they go to commercial break. All lights go on in theater. Drake walks off, and I'm just sitting there. He didn't love me either. I don't This guy was a bad guy. You know what I mean? So definitely, I guess he's in the conversation.
Yeah.
But when it comes to NFL-wise, as of late, Snyder was this guy. Everything you hear about the culture, the environment, the decision-making, everything just terrible. Now, Josh Harris, new ownership. We got Magic Johnson, who's won in every single league that he's invested as an owner in. They just announced a $40 million renovation to FedEx Field, including fixing the poop pipes.
That's right.
You remember, because the poop pipes were just bursting last year.
Yeah.
People would be walking through the stadium. They're like, well, our team stinks. Our owner's the worst in sports, but I'm still showing up because I'm loyal to the team. And all of a sudden, boom, dump right on the head. Actual human dump.
That's right.
Right on forehead while they're walking through the stadium. Now, $40 million in renovations and infrastructure. It's true.
It is.
Look it up.
Real story.
Look it up.
No, I know, but do we know someone got hit directly on the phone?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there was a dump that hit right in the forehead.
Slid down their nose.
All right, I stand corrected. I stand corrected.
Soaking nachos, couple people
Close
getting
your
E.
mouth.
coli from it.
Yeah, there's a lot that was going on. They fixed it, though.
Okay.
So they fixed
Burning
it.
Man. Okay, got it.
Oh, Burning Man. Oh, thank God some of them got out of there early.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? What a time. Never would have expected anything to potentially go wrong out there.
No, never.
You know?
It's weird.
Hope everybody's okay.
But there was a portion of humanity that had to
Get washed away in a storm, is that what you're saying? Okay.
Anyways, Josh Harris is already making renovations to the stadium, $40 million. And also he said, like, yeah, we got to win games or Ron Rivera's gone pretty much. And that is just understood, I think, by everybody in the NFL, including Ron Rivera. New ownership, maybe a new name, maybe a lot of things. Yeah. So to be a carryover from the previous regime, you're going to have to really do well. Ron Rivera, the last couple of years, has not done great on the field, but has he had an opportunity with Dan Snyder being the owner? I don't think any of us can really say. A lot on the line. Ron knows that, though, right? Ron knows that.
Yeah, of course Ron knows that. He knows he has to win. Every coach knows they have to win. But I guess the question for Ron would be, okay, how many wins is that? Like, what does that mean? Do I got to win a playoff game? Do I need to get to the playoffs? What is it to where I feel somewhat safe here?
What were you saying?
Yeah, I just said, does he? Because, Ron, I feel like Ron Rivera buries himself more than anything.
Oh, you're saying he's pretty oblivious?
Not knowing the playoff situation, not knowing Sam Howell was a good quarterback.
Yeah.
Like, kind of questionable awareness there. And you brought Eric Bieniemy over, too, who, has been a hot name in the hot head coaching ranks for some years now. People saying, hey, he needs a chance. Now he's the assistant head coach, I believe, in the OC. Coaching the guys tough. It'll be interesting to see how that all plays out.
Well, it's coaching guys tough. And the offense looks like it's going to be successful because Sam Howell's good. To your point, as soon as we saw Sam Howell, we were all like, hey, Sam Howell's really good. This guy's really, really good. With everything you guys had happen last year with Heineke and then Wentz coming in when Heineke was winning and the whole thing. And the only reason why we saw Sam Howell last year, if you do recall, is because Taylor Heineke was supposed to start the game. And old Zin Heineke says, I shouldn't play this game.
No. Yeah.
You should at least see what this guy is. And they said, what do you mean?
Who? What guy?
Well, the Sam Howell guy's pretty good. You should play him.
Yeah,
At what position?
He was practicing against our defense.
This guy's been beating our entire. You should at least see, right? We have one game left. I'm not going to be here. Now my contract's up. I know you should at least see this guy. And we immediately judged Taylor Heineke. We're like, This guy's not a dog.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
This guy's supposed to be a starting quarterback in the NFL, and he's like, no, somebody else should start. It's like, okay, Heineke lost it. All right.
Yeah.
Everything we liked about Heineke, let's go ahead and remember this decision. Then we talked to Heineke, and then we start hearing Ron Rivera said, damn, I didn't even know this guy was good at football. It's like Heineke was literally like doing I feel like in his eyes, the Commanders a favor, Sam Howell a favor.
Yeah.
And he was like, listen, it's not being run right over here. This guy deserves to have at least a snap. I appreciate Heineke being the adult in the room. But to Darius's point, Ron Rivera has seemingly been out to lunch for a little bit here. If they win with this whole thing going on, Ron Rivera probably gets an extension around for another 15, 20 years, which is crazy to think.
Well, and that's what's interesting going into this season is kind of a lot of the conversation is like, hey, Ron Rivera is oblivious and he's a shitty head coach, but also like around the media, it's a pretty trendy pick right now. Like, hey, why can't the Commanders go make the playoffs? Like a lot of people actually like them to, I don't know about win the division because the NFC East is tough, but you know, the NFC as a whole is still up for grabs. And I think a lot of people actually think the Commanders might make the playoffs.
Luckily for them, they do have the Cardinals in week 1, but their win total is 6.5. So what number wins gets Ron like to keep his job?
I think it has to be he's going to have to go 10.
Yeah, which is
10.
No chance. There's no chance.
Sam Howell can spin it.
He can't spin it. They're playing the AFC East, I believe.
Really
this
good
year.
D-line.
So they're going to play 4 pretty good teams out of there, depending on what the Patriots turn into and to his health. And then the NFC East is what, a top 3 division? They had 3 teams go from their division to the playoffs last year.
Let's talk about the NFC South division, which is seemingly wide open. And obviously, Carr moves down to the Saints, and they got our guy Jimmy Graham and numerous weapons and a culture that should go, and they're the favorites down there. But over there in Atlanta, there's a coach who could be literally in khakis, just like these. Hey, old whites, I wore these for you. I wore these for you.
Check them
out.
out.
You know what I mean? I feel like it was very nice of me to do that. I would like you guys to recognize that I wore khakis, which you guys love. And I tried. I actually looked it up. What do these people love? They love the khakis. I put them on. But he could be kicked up in khakis like this. Bang, pow.
Chilling.
For his entire life.
Yeah.
Just making millions and millions of dollars. And inevitably, billions of dollars.
Yeah.
His dad founded FedEx. Okay? Pretty good.
Heard of it?
Big company.
Pretty good. Instead of just doing this, he decided instead to go sleep on couches for 8 months, drawing up play cards, getting coffee for other people who aren't even that important. We're talking low man on coaching totem pole, all the way up through the Tennessee Titans organization where he becomes offensive coordinator. They go on a run. Now he's the head coach for the Falcons. This dude is hilarious. He's humble when he doesn't have to be. He's an incredibly hard worker when he seemingly doesn't have to be. And his style of football is that we're going to punch you right in the mouth. I appreciate it. I respect it. I like the Falcons, and I love the fact that Artie Smith said Cordero Patterson doesn't need a position. Cordero Patterson's our joker, baby.
That's right. Yeah.
Put him as a J down. And that's like a defensive thing whenever they start, this guy's a joker, this guy's a star, this guy's a this. On the offensive side, to create a position for a guy is awesome. And I love that Cordero Patterson has already changed his bio to the photo of Heath Ledger, rest in peace, as the joker. What do you expect from Cordero Patterson? And I appreciate that the Falcons are this team, and I like them a lot in the NFC South.
Well, Patterson, obviously, he can do everything. Like, he's very tough to stop. When you think about trying to defend against him, yeah, he could be lined up at multiple different spots, but the first guy that jumps off that page to me is Kyle Pitts. Like, when you watch any highlight of him and just his physical stature alone, and then when you watch him move and how he runs routes like a receiver, then he can out-physical people. Like, the dude obviously is very, very good already, but I think he's going to rise to another level too, especially if Desmond Ridder can continue to develop a little bit.
Desmond Ridder played for 45 years at Cincinnati, won a lot of games. Emory Jones came in and broke his record actually in the first game with 7 touchdowns accounted for. But Desmond Ridder, incredible at Cincy. It's his team now. If you think about Cordero Patterson being tough to get a read on him like he's Taysom Hill with the Saints, you think about Kyle Pitts, you think about Desmond Ridder, you think about the offensive, play call style, which is we're going to ground and pound, we're going to set up leverage here. What are your thoughts on Atlanta this year, Derek?
Drake London, they got athletes. Big quarterback. I mean, huge question at the quarterback position for me. You said the division's wide open. I personally don't think so. I think this is the Saints division. I think they should win it by good 3 games. And historically,
they're getting hats early.
Early. I'm talking about week 14, week 15, hats and T-shirt type of game. I mean, you got the most proven quarterback in that division by far. You got one of the better defenses. Obviously the Panthers have a pretty good defense too. You got one of the better defenses. You got weapons out there galore. Who knows if Mike Thomas will be back? Chris Olave is a dog. Kamara's going to be back healthy. So, I think it's the Saints' division to lose for sure. I like what the Falcons look like on paper, but huge question marks with Ritter. Obviously got a rookie quarterback in Carolina, and then in Tampa Bay.
The stats are not good on Bryce Young this weekend.
No, they aren't.
And not just Bryce Young, just like what Bryce Young is, number one overall pick, plus Frank Reich's records in first games of the season, number one overall picks records in first games of the season.
1-13 ATS run for quarterbacks that are drafted number one overall.
And that's not because the quarterbacks, it's obviously because the team, they're drafted number one overall for a reason. There's going to have to be a turnaround, but let's make sure we keep that in mind when we're judging Bryce Young the next couple weeks. Joining us now is a man who'll probably have all the answers to every question we have around the NFL, including what the hell are the Chiefs going to look like this evening. Senior NFL insider for the ESPN, also host of his own podcast named after himself, the Adam Schefter Podcast. Here's Adam Schefter.
Gentlemen, great to be with you. And let me just say this. AJ's shot is incredibly well lit. He's framed beautifully. It looks outstanding. AJ, great job there.
Smart play. Did you get a full, was there a memo sent to all ESPN employees? Hey, there's a reframing that happened in an attic in Ohio, causing a little bit of ripple effect here. But Shefty, congrats. We made it to the NFL season, baby.
Yep. How about that? How about that, right? 157 days away from the Super Bowl. Here we go tonight. It's always the start of a marathon. It's another marathon that begins tonight. It'll be a great race.
Okay, so let's talk about the race as it started with some fireworks. Nick Bosa, biggest deal in the history of the NFL on the defensive side. $34 million a year, $122.5 million guaranteed, $170 as a total there. And then I think I listened to you talk on NFL Live last night where you were telling a story about somebody went into a press conference thinking that the Bosa Niners deal was far away, and then just moments later the deal got done. I don't know if I misheard you or not. Did this deal come out of nowhere, and who gave, you think, to get this thing done?
Well, here's what happened. Essentially, in the morning, both sides thought that they were a ways away, far apart from getting a deal done. The exact language that was used to me was huge gaps between the two sides. And the Niners have been despondent about this particular negotiation and very concerned about the way it was going. And they really believed that Nick Bosa wasn't going to make it back in time for the game on Sunday at Pittsburgh. And so Kyle Shanahan was getting ready to meet the media, and they had their vice president of media relations, Corey Rush, in there debriefing him, saying some of the things that he should be answering about the Nick Bosa situation. Now, nothing different to tell you guys. Very sorry. Wish we had him. And then literally the news drops. It's on Twitter. There it is. Nick Bosa, new deal, gets the deal done. And so the Niners find out. And I think what happened here is ultimately the two sides can negotiate all they want. They can feel they're far apart all they want. But I think in the end, Nick Bosa has to say, I want to be there for my team. It's important for me to be there with my guys. We've taken this far enough. Let's go and get this done. And I think he gives the directive in the end, hey, I'm taking this deal. It's a record deal. I'm the richest defensive player in NFL history. Richest non-quarterback deal in NFL history, right?
Yes. So just like TJ Watt, who kicked in the door to get the deal done, Nick Bosa said, hey, Suits, listen, I appreciate where you've gotten me. $34 million a year is good. I'm going back with my teammates. I got 4 sacks to give this weekend. They assume he's in great shape, ready to go, right?
I'll take it from here. That's exactly what Nick Bosa said. And yes, that's a guy that works out so much that they feel like he's in better shape than he would be if he were at training camp. And Kyle Shanahan said the only way he doesn't play is if he showed up there this morning with a beer belly, which isn't happening, as we know.
Would be sweet, though. Yeah. That would be sweet. He signs for $122.5 million guarantee. All right, sorry, James Harden and I.
It's fun.
I just got to get back into shape here. Last question for me. Congrats to the Niners and to Bosa getting that deal done. That's a huge thing. Last question for me before AJ and the boys have one here. Obviously, Travis Kelce. All eyes on Travis. We assume the Chris Jones ship has sailed, at least for this evening. Who knows how close they are. Even though he and McDonald's were able to get a deal done, he and the Chiefs not able to get a deal done. What'd you say? Did you get any information?
No, it froze up there. It froze up there on me, Pat. I don't know if it was AJ's shot that interfered with my shot there or what the deal was. But anyway, you just came clean, and I think I know the question because I was prepared for this question. I made some calls thinking that you would ask about Travis Kelce in advance.
Boom.
And basically, he's told some people last night he thinks he's going to play. The issue is he wants to play. He thinks he can play. They're going to work him out pregame, and essentially in the end, the Chiefs trainer, Rick Burkholder, is going to make the final call about whether or not Travis Kelce winds up playing here. And I think that he feels like he can go, but they also, if they didn't play him, would have 10 days to rest him up, get him ready. He's got a bone bruise on the knee, very painful to have to play through. So I don't know that there's an answer right now about whether he's going to go. Travis Kelce probably thinks he's going to play and wants to play. But Rick Burkholder, the team's trainer, may put a kibosh to that in pregame warmups, depending on how that knee is feeling and how he's looking.
We love you, Travis. We hope to see you tonight. But also, if they hold you out, I think we all understand completely.
Yeah.
Go ahead, AJ.
Shefty, is there any update on Chandler Jones out in Vegas and whatever's going on between he and the team?
Well, did you see last night that Chandler Jones posted videos of a crisis response team showing up at his front door? He posted those images. So clearly, if we're going to look at those images that he posted, we have to assume that the Raiders are concerned about him. And he himself wrote, Raiders sent her to my place. You need to come with us. You're in danger. So the team, in his own words, feels like he's in danger. And Chandler Jones continues to scoff and be disappointed at how the Raiders are handling the situation. Again, looking at it from afar, it certainly seems like they're concerned about his well-being. If they're sending somebody from a crisis response team to his front door to go get him, that tells you that this is I think, a very serious situation. And you hope that he's okay. That's the most important thing here. And we'll see where it goes from this point on.
Chandler, we're all big fans, brother. We hope you're okay. Obviously, everybody's on your side. Him posting that would make you think that he is in enough cognizance to understand what's going on. So who knows how that whole situation ends. We hope we get a chance to see him on a football field. So good at football, Shefty.
Yeah.
So
great.
So good. You look at his
We
stats.
hope he's okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
we
We,
hope he's
all
okay.
hope he is completely okay. The boys have some questions for you. Go ahead, Darius.
Yes.
I'll start with my Dolphins, man. Down there in Miami, got some questions. Any movement with Christian Wilkins getting his deal, and then the health of our tackle Teron Armstead. Any update there?
Well, in regards to Christian Wilkins, they're not going to get a deal done before the season. I think he's accepted that. I think they've accepted that. I think he's ready to play with Miami. They've basically put aside the negotiations, so any hopes about a deal, I think, have been dashed for now. Again, he talked about the fact that he wants to be there. We'll see if they can work something out in time, but there's going to be no deal before the start of the season. It doesn't sound like there's any talks planned for the start of the season as well. Teron Armstead, I think his status is in question, in doubt for Sunday's opener, which would be a blow to the Dolphins' offensive line against the Chargers. We'll see whether he can make it back in time. I have my own doubts personally, but that guy's a great player when he's out there. He's a great leader. He's somebody you want in your locker room, but it looks like they may be without him week one.
Well, hey, we hope we don't have to learn about Tua's jiu-jitsu in week one, but losing an offensive lineman whenever the whole conversation is pretty much, if we can keep Tua healthy, we're good. Hope all parties figure it out down there. Tone's got a question for you, Shefty.
Yeah, Shefty, from the outside, when you have to go to Minnesota to see a hamstring specialist, Cooper Kupp going there, what's the situation there? It feels like it might be more than 1 week. What's your read on the situation?
Well, Sean McVay yesterday said that they're going to consider putting him on IR. And I think some of this here is they don't know why he's having the hamstring issues, the muscle issues. And I think sometimes as an athlete, when you're used to performing at a top peak level, you get concerned when your body doesn't feel right. It just hasn't felt right to him. And I think they feel like they're going to get him back. And they've been preparing for the possibility that this could happen. Look, early in camp, he suffered the first hamstring strain. They had to go on without him. So they got guys like Van Jefferson and Tutu Atwell, up to speed, Tyler Higbee, Cam Akers, Kyron Williams, and now they're without him again. They sent him to the specialist. They want to make sure he's right. And I don't think he's right physically, and it makes him, I think, uncomfortable in his own mind that he's not right. So when you have those two factors together, he's out Sunday. It certainly sounds like they're going to put him on IR potentially, and we'll see whether or not they follow through with that plan.
How do the Rams feel about this year, honestly?
I think, first of all, as amazing as this is, they are one of the 3 youngest teams in the NFL with the Packers and the Colts. Like, we know that the Colts and Packers are starting from scratch, but who would think that the Rams, their average age would be just over 25 years, per player. And if you took Cooper Kupp out of there, it would be even younger. They have a ton of young players. Now, I think that Sean McVay comes into the season completely revitalized and completely aware that there's a challenge that awaits. And I think they think they're going to surprise people. They think they're going to be better than people realize. They essentially would love to have Cooper Kupp, but there's something about not having him and trying to rise up to that challenge as well that I think motivates this team. Now, again, we all look at this team. Like I said, young, they've been through a lot. I don't think you look at them as one of the elite teams in the NFC, but I think they think that they're going to be better than people realize.
They need to
we'll find out.
They need to put Stetson Bennett at wide receiver. Just get him on the field.
Him out there.
That's what they need. Need him on the field. Go ahead, AJ.
Shefty, are there any injury reports we need to worry about for the Lions tonight? And also, what do you think it would mean for the Lions as an organization and Dan Campbell if they were able to win this game tonight?
Can you imagine what it would be like? Because we've talked so much about the Lions and their hopes and expectations. And if they beat the defending champs on their home field and then had 10 days to talk about it and live it up, oh, man, that would be awfully fun for Detroit.
Hell yeah, man.
They're pretty healthy going into tonight with the exception of Emmanuel Mosley, who was ruled out, who I don't think they were counting on having for this game anyway. So no real surprises there. Obviously, we know Jameson Williams as well. He's gone for the first 6 games of the year. But this Lions team is excited about the shot. I can tell you this. I know they're very curious about Travis Kelce's status for tonight, like everybody else.
That's awesome. Do you get text? Hey, so hold on. You get text from people, huh? In the league, they're like, "What do you know? Who's telling you what?"
Yeah, well, people want to know if he's playing tonight. A lot of people.
We do too.
Please.
Yeah, Shefty. I mean,
and I don't like I said, I don't think the Chiefs know yet. I think again, Kelce told some people, "Yes, I think I'm going to play. I think I'm going to play." But we'll see whether or not Rick Burkholder puts the kibosh on that in pre-games.
That is such a big-time decision because, Banner Night's a big night for a team. But also, we got 16 more games here. You're our guy, which obviously would lend to a showcase of Patrick Mahomes, and the conversation would be without Travis Kelce, he does this entire thing. Or the Lions come in there and get a massive win without Travis Kelce, so then that'll just get held over your head.
Yeah. No. Win's a win.
That's what people say.
Hey,
that's
listen,
what people say.
No,
Sorry.
we are the Detroit Lions.
Chris Jones is in a suite at Arrowhead.
Exactly. That's okay.
He's not playing.
That's okay.
That's what people say.
No, they won't because we're the Detroit Lions. We will take any W possible at any time ever in franchise history.
Okay.
People say that.
Foxy.
Sorry, buddy.
Connor has a question for you, Shefty.
Yeah, Shefty, we haven't really heard much out of the Jonathan Taylor camp as of late. Is there any action going there, or should we expect something after he is off the PUP list in a few weeks, or is there a possibility that something gets worked out here over the first 2 weeks of the season?
Anything always could happen. My guess is that he's going to be on PUP for a few weeks, and we see how the season plays out. And inevitably, there usually is somebody that is in need of a playmaking running back at some point. If we go back to last year, the 49ers would not have opened the season thinking that they wanted to trade for Christian McCaffrey. Even when they were talking to the Panthers about Christian McCaffrey, they weren't sure that they wanted to give up everything that they had to, ultimately at 2, 3, 4, and 5 to go get him. And then it's hard to imagine the 49ers today without Christian McCaffrey. So what I think happens here with Jonathan Taylor is the Colts have asked for too much. Teams have been scared off so far. Nobody's been interested. But inevitably, there may be a team out there, a contending, winning, playoff caliber team that opens the season, that's out to a 3-1 start, a 2-0 start, and they lose a running back, or they felt like they need some juice at the running back position. I still think a Jonathan Taylor trade is in play, and the window obviously is open until October 30th. I don't think you're going to see a Jonathan Taylor trade this week or week, but I still think a Jonathan Taylor trade will be in play before the NFL trade deadline on October 31st.
Maybe for Jalen Waddle or something like that. We appreciate you so much, Shefty. Anything else we should ask you about, quick?
Well, we know Chris Jones isn't playing tonight, right?
Yeah. He's going to be in a suite, allegedly.
Yeah. Good food in the suite. I'm sure some good barbecue there for him.
Wait, he's gonna be at the game?
Yeah.
He's gonna be
And at some point, you'd like to think there'd be some conversations like up close and personal. Like, can't we just get this done the way that the 49ers and Bosa got this done? Shouldn't be that hard to do.
Agreed. Ladies and gentlemen, you're the best. Thank you for joining us today, Adam Schefter.
Gentlemen, thank you. Congratulations. Welcome to the ESPN Airwaves.
Thank you, Adam. We appreciate the hell out of you, buddy. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for something that we were awaiting.
Yes.
This part of the show is going to be called, well, actually, by Bruce, where he's going to correct some of the things that we've said wrong live on ESPN. Go ahead, Bruce.
Yeah, so the first one, Clark Hunt is not the heir to Hunt's Ketchup. Their grandpa, H.L. Hunt, was actually an oil tycoon.
Oh, what? Damn.
What? And then there was some back and forth around the 49ers' highest paid graphic. Just to confirm, Kyle Juszczyk is, in fact, the highest paid fullback in the NFL.
I thought the guy just got paid in Miami.
AFC.
Still lower average per year than Kyle Juszczyk at 5.4.
APY.
And then a little slip up here, introducing AJ. You said the Union lost the Civil War, I believe. The Union is undefeated.
We're the North?
Yeah. The Union's
Hell yeah, fucking right we did.
The Confederates are the
Yeah, we won.
Duh.
Oh, I just said right there. There's the first one.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh my God. We're there.
Almost made it.
Oh.
Didn't even notice.
I didn't either.
Didn't even pick it up.
I was so pumped about it.
Yeah.
What did you say?
I said, right.
Yeah.
You said what Sean Payton said.
Now, by the way, next time that happens, get them all out because there's a 5-second.
Oh,
mute.
yeah.
Exactly.
Get ready, Dick Good.
Hey, did good there.
Yeah.
That's I had to do it.
Hell
You
yeah.
were testing him.
Had to do it day one. You know, Wall Street Journal wrote an article. You know, this small business of like 16 people in the middle of Indiana has kind of done some stuff in the sports media world, ended up at ESPN. I think company's only valued at like $600 or $700 million or something like that. Wall Street Journal headline, F-bombs all over the place. It's like, thank you for thinking past a 1920s rule. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate taking the time to do that thing. And thank you for the interest in our program. If this is your first time watching, we will be back tomorrow, live from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Yes. We'll be on the game day set. We hope people will be there. Alabama isn't necessarily our largest demographic, but we can't wait to see everybody who joins us in about the 120-degree heat. From AJ Hawk, all the boys, Darius Butler, Aaron Rodgers, Peyton Manning, Schefter, and Stephon Diggs will join us in the next hour on YouTube as we continue there and ESPN+. Sports Center's in about 7 minutes. We'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye. Don't be muting. Yeah, we're good. There's no muting needed there.
Nope.
Hey, way to go, boys.
Yeah, that was good. That was awesome.
Good start.
Had a fucking right there at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll happen.
Confederate is the one we beat.
You love your country.
Yeah.
They have
That's why.
flag.
You love your country.
Yeah, sorry about it. I get all zeked up.
Yeah,
Exactly.
sorry, we're happy that the Union beat the racist Confederates.
Exactly.
Okay.
Boom. Sorry about it.
Well, I guess if you
Where's McGee? We getting McGee on?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
We don't want to talk to him about that.
Probably
though.
see him tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I hope so. I hope we see
He'll be
McGee.
down. Hey, listen, he'll be there. Marty will be there.
Oh,
All the boys.
Everyone will be.
From it sounds like it, I think everybody in college football is going to be there.
let's go.
I would think so.
I'm pretty pumped about that. I'm excited to hear the reaction to us not having commercials, really.
Yeah.
You too.
You know what I mean? That was something I was pretty pumped to kind of lay out there, AJ. You know what I mean?
Did you lay it out how it's going on? What's happening?
Now, I just got killed by people that watch the show. And I said, hey, the show's not changing. And then our fans were just absolutely roasting me at every single turn, pretty much. That was a fun time on the internet. But I also shout out to ESPN saying, yeah, let's do that.
Yes.
You know, linear television has had an interesting model in the way they do advertising and the way they go about putting commercials in the middle of talk shows and things like that. A lot of money has been made for a long time doing that. So to go in there and say, I don't think so. Like, that's not, that isn't how this will be able to work. And for the people at ESPN to be like, all right, let's figure it out. And they did. We're very appreciative of that.
Yeah, shout out to Michael Jordan too in The Last Dance. That's like another thing we talked about. It's like, hey, if they can do it, then there shouldn't be any difference in the
Yeah, and also swearing is what you're talking
Yes,
about?
yes.
Yeah, Michael Jordan, he swore a bit on there. He did say the F-dash word.
True.
He did.
On that particular program.
True pioneer.
A few times. Yeah, that was talked about during the conversation of setting this entire thing up, which is sweet. Do we have any other stuff? We had a little connection issue there with Chef D.
Yep.
His
Chef
side, that was his
connection.
side, yeah.
Outside of that, not really. I don't think.
I mean, this could be like the first day we're in Thunderdome, though, where we're like home run.
Oh yeah.
The only thing right now was our ticker was a little cut off on certain TVs.
Okay, so that is something that has been an issue, though, in the past with our ticker and our setup.
Like
and
Sony's or Samsungs or
Panasonic.
as of right now, our TVs that are inside our lounge was cutting them off. So it's the whole thing. Do we raise up the
I was
whole
told we
ticker
wouldn't
an
lose
inch?
pixels.
Yeah, we lost pixels. Are you shitting me? How?
Not out there. We didn't. In the hallway, maybe, but definitely we did. We did not lose any pixels out there. I know that for a fact.
Obviously, that's an inside joke in the office, and nobody knows about that.
We did lose the pixels out there.
We did, yeah. Literally, everybody's done great work. We appreciate
Ty
it.
representing somebody. He's representing somebody that said something like that.
Everybody's the smartest person of all time in their trade, in their field, you know? And
That's good. That's good to know.
Yeah. It's hard, though. AJ, I guess the internet hates your new camera.
Ooh. Dang. What am I don't honestly on my end it looks terrible. I'm just telling you that. How's it look for you?
It looks good. You look clean.
Mine looks very, very not bright. No matter how much I turn the lights on, the camera's amazing too. But it's just.
I think after the show, we just do the Zito touch on that thing. We'll get up and going.
There's been a lot of Zito touches here. Wait until tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
The Zito touch that's coming to Tuscaloosa. We've had a week to prepare. So that's something that we don't normally have. And the Zito touch is coming in a big way, underneath two arms like this, like a suitcase.
Oh.
All right, we need to take your plug from this into this.
Yeah.
We need to do this to that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. We'll see you in a couple of hours.
Taking the aux cord from them.
It's awesome.
I can't wait to see Zito get his hands on that truck, just to see what the other people are going to do when Zito walks.
We shouldn't even be
in
talking about it right now because they're going to prepare.
Yep.
They're going to have they're going to have a fleet of ships like an armada around these things.
Prepare for Zito if you want, but he is inevitable.
I think honestly, it has been a smooth transition to the ESPN folks.
Yeah.
In that transition, there has been events that have certainly caused some conversation. One of them being have to redo the entire camera system and microphone system in AJ's attic or whatever. We were pumped about it just because we knew how much it would piss him off.
Yep.
And lo and behold, here we are.
It sure did.
No, I'm good. Honestly, when he came with all this stuff, the guys were amazing too. Everybody that helped set it up, and he did it very quickly. But sometimes it's just tough to get things working the way you want to get them working.
That is another thing. All the people that we've dealt with, good people. We assume very
For
good
real.
people,
For
like
real.
good humans. But also, like, you might be doing something a way that's like 15 to 20 years old, and there's a new answer. Maybe, you know? And we're not like the most, oh, yeah, we'll do it your way just because, people. You know, that hasn't been the way we are. But this one does feel like Zito is probably going to change it a little bit. Yep. Let's get back to a little sports talk here before we get into hour 3 of this entire thing. This Alcaraz guy's a real deal, huh?
Oh, man.
yeah.
Unbelievable.
Have you been watching it? There's no way you still watch F1. Have you been watching any of the tennis?
First of all, still watching F1.
Oh,
Max win.
You're an idiot.
Who, is it Verstappen win again?
Verstappen, he won 10 in a row.
Shocker.
Broke the record.
You guys don't love greatness.
That sounds fun.
There we go. Most dominant era in F1 history right now.
Cool.
But so I still watch that. But tennis, it's been exciting. I watched Big Foe and Ben Shelton play the other night. That match. It was like to like midnight, but it was an unbelievable match. 20-year-old. I think he's facing the Joker next.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a dog.
Talking
I missed
about Novak?
Yes.
Yeah,
Novak.
So I missed the. I haven't caught Alcatraz yet.
He's Alcaraz. He's a guy.
Yeah, he's
Alcaraz.
unbelievable. And they were talking about too. And granted, I just started watching tennis, so I don't know anything about it. But they were talking about when he hits the ball on his return, like the way he rotates his body. No one's really been able to do that, like generate the power that he can. And they were just watching him kind of hit the ball when he doesn't look, when he's on the run, or when he's doing his backhand or whatever. It's just so fast. He hits the ball so hard. I don't know how anybody can beat him. But then you watch Djokovic and Novak just doesn't. He doesn't give a damn either.
Yeah. Well, Novak's had Aaron Rodgers in the stands a couple days ago. Maybe that'll motivate him to continue his championship rise. I like the U.S. Open late night. Now it's over soon.
Yeah. Semifinal. So I think Sunday it ends, or Monday.
Sunday, I think.
It's gonna be tough to pay attention to.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a tough one. You don't want to start that one.
Everything's done now. I won't even watch F1 anymore.
What?
Oh, you're
not?
not?
NFL football, college football, college football.
It's so much fun.
Not gonna watch F1.
Jeez, some fan, huh?
Why is that? Wow.
Sell out.
We're snoozing while watching this thing.
Sports stinks, Steve.
Wow.
Whoa.
It doesn't.
Has it died down though? Has it died down, all the hype around it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, a lot of casuals got into it. And, once you get it, obviously when you try to get new people into the sport, you want some parity. You don't want to
Louis
tune
Hamilton
in and know.
still racing?
Lewis is still racing. Just signed a new deal. Think he's making over 50 a year with Mercedes. Signed a 2-year deal. They re-signed him and George.
Yeah, he's with Shakira still?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, no, yeah. She's with
Not his.
She's living. She's living
John
because
guy.
Yeah, he didn't like John either, so can't have that.
Well,
situation.
no, it's
that would help.
There's only 2 people that like that John.
Mm-hmm.
Shakira and that lady that
The mistress.
Look, man,
PK's mistress.
just watch qualifying. All right,
that's the worst part.
No, it's not. That's the best part. By far the best part.
How is that the best part?
I don't know.
Because it's one lap. You get the fastest lap, obviously, and that's where you figure out who's
There's
gonna
no
line up where on
racing.
the grid.
And I want to race them.
Listen, man, it's no racing on Sunday with
want
Max.
to race. I wanna
25
race
seconds in front of the rest of the group.
I want a
so,
little competitive juices.
Behind Max, it's a great race.
Why don't they blindfold Verstappen?
I mean,
one arm maybe.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
exactly.
Yeah,
or
there
make
it
him
is.
sit backwards and hold on to the.
Since when don't we like dominance in sports, guys?
Well,
Were you complaining when the Patriots were 17-0?
No, but that's the thing. Everybody else was. There was only one place that
Yeah, but also there's some wins from other teams
Yeah.
because the Patriots aren't playing everybody every week.
Yeah.
This guy's playing every team every week, and it's just like there's no racing. There ain't no.
A lot of racing.
There ain't no.
Doesn't sound like
If they
it.
want to keep people around, they need to fix that.
Yeah, we need to be bumping tires.
Yeah,
Exactly.
or make it like death race. Yeah, where drivers can die and everyone can have
They
like
saw those
guns.
bikes. This dude on the bikes came over. I
Think
think
that-
it was, you posted on Twitter. I was.
Yeah,
Yeah, cyclists really.
Cyclists,
And Jimmy
yeah.
Graham said, "Watch some of the final sprints of some of these races. There's some real dogs out there, and we appreciate that." But I like the fact that you became an F1 fan because you became our F1 correspondent.
Yeah.
And we didn't pay attention at all to F1.
I'm still all in.
Then I was kind of forced to watch F1, and I'm like, D-Bud,
I am AJ. Swear.
no way.
I give you credit for sticking with it, man. I haven't given it much of a shot, but when I see the same guy winning every time, I'm like, I don't know if I can tune
It's
in.
bigger than that, man. It's bigger than just.
No, it ain't.
Okay.
But are they racing, or is it just time trials? Okay,
No,
here we go. Now we got 15 cars doing time trials.
No, so time trials are qualifying, but yes, they are racing on Sunday. But when you have the combination, it's like putting Andy Reid and Mahomes together. Once you have the combination of the engineers and the cars and the shit, all that shit being perfect, and then you got Max being probably the best driver on the grid right now. Once you have that pairing, I mean,
Grid.
shit.
Hey, it's a hell of a sell. I just think you're completely
I'm not
wrong.
selling it. I'm not selling it.
Well,
I'm
you're
just-
trying.
Sounds like
You're
That's
trying.
for the
We
sport.
appreciate you. We do
That's the
appreciate
sport.
you doing that for us. But the first weekend I watched it, we all saw it in the group text.
Yeah.
You watch Monaco.
Which is their
Worst.
Super Bowl.
That's the worst. That's the worst.
They
the
build it
worst.
like it should be the
Super
best.
Bowl.
That's the worst. Too tight. The cars are too big now. It's too tight.
What the
Qualifying-
hell?
Smaller.
There's no
Qualifying-
racing.
Yeah, exactly. It's tough to pass on that grid. The best racer like Silverstone in London,
All right, we need to stop burying
Brazil,
F1, okay? Hey, way to go,
I don't
F1.
Italy.
It's gonna be tough now.
Italy
dude.
got a
always
great one.
great, yeah.
Austin.
Any product that's able to create the amount of buzz that they were able to create, and casuals. This guy watched a Netflix series.
Yep.
All in. Not a casual.
Not a casual.
All the
I was,
way
come
in.
on, I was with Jay Leno, Wall Street Journal, Miami. Come on,
I forgot about that, yeah.
man.
That's pretty cool.
Will Buxton, come on, man.
That was really cool.
That was.
They were giving him like carte blanche pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
As
I
they
was
should.
in the sim.
Yep.
How'd you do? Did you crash? No, you can't
that's-
crash those cars. They drive themselves.
Exactly.
Shit, me.
Let's get to a break. We'll be back on the other side. Stephon Diggs will join us.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
This is a pretty big day. And then as we start talking about it, it's like, we're only talking about one game all of a sudden. We need to talk about everything else going on.
Sure.
Yep.
There's a lot of storylines we need to dive into. We need to make our picks. We need to enjoy the hell out of this September 7th. Because tonight there's NFL football. This weekend there's huge college football. The first NFL Sunday's taking place just days from now.
Yep.
And we're live in Tuscaloosa. Life is good.
Ooh. That bonus ball? Off the green. Off the green.
Why'd we move the little golf cart situation?
Well, let's put the marquee in, but also we realized quickly bonus ball.
Yeah, blocking bonus ball,
That
bonus ball.
marquee is so cool.
Yes.
There it is.
Bang.
Had to go.
Boom.
Had to fall.
Yep.
First day of the NFL season.
Let's go.
All right, be a friend, tell a friend something nice. Take 5. Today has become a massive day in our program's history because just yesterday at about 5:15 p.m., I was sent a text that said, hey, I think it's time. And I said, what do you mean you think it's time? I think it's time to let the world hear where we're at. And I said, Aaron, you let me know if you want me to let the world know about you coming on tomorrow. And he said, yeah, let's do it. I put a tweet out saying, hey, listen, you are cordially invited to Aaron Rodgers Wednesday, tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just 56 minutes, 34 seconds away from right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Rodgers. What's up, dude?
Good afternoon. Good morning here. Good afternoon there.
There's a lot going on in your world, bro. I don't even know if you know this or if you've been so locked in.
This isn't a decision day. This isn't me deciding and announcing to the world that this is what's going on. In fact, that's already happened. You know, we're actually days past this. This is kind of clearing things up, I think, for everybody interested. And I'm going to get into this now, if you don't mind, Pat. I'm going to go for a little bit here.
Hey, go ahead. There's 430,000 people currently, so a lot more people watching than normal, and they are all interested because you're a fucking dog as a football player. So go ahead and do your thing, pal.
The timeline, which I think is important, that's why I'm going to go through it, is that in 2020, they drafted Jordan to replace me. There wasn't replacement right away, but as is the case with the Packers and kind of the way they do things, they like to get rid of players like a year early instead of a year late in their minds. There's probably some people who believe that I was a descending player and that it was time to make a change. Everything that I was told in the week that I was in Green Bay was, take as long as you want. We want you to retire a Packer. If you want to come back and play, obviously the door is wide open. When I came out of the darkness, something changed. I'm not exactly sure what that was, but something changed. I got back to my phone after 5 days off of it. I realized that there'd been a little bit of a shift. I heard from multiple people that I trust around the league, players mostly, that there was some shopping going on. They were interested in actually moving me. And at this point, you know, I got to admit, I went in the darkness, 90% retiring, 10% playing. My mind was, I'm tired of this. I hadn't got back into my workouts yet, and I thought that was what was best for me. So I went in the darkness to contemplate a lot of different things, but one day I spent entirely on the reality I was retired, and one day I spent entirely on the reality that I was coming back and playing. When I came out, it was clear to me at that point that although the Packers were going to say the right thing publicly, that they were ready to move on. I don't know what changed that or what moved that. If they just said, hey, we need to make a decision here because he hasn't made a decision yet. Again, there's no victims here. I'm not sitting here as a victim. I love Green Bay. I love the fan base. They're incredible. I live for playing for them. A lot of love for the organization. I just think I wish that in the beginning of the offseason, that had been the conversation. This is a credible profession, but it's a tough business.
You've said that
And
for
I
a long time.
Some of these issues were things I was talking about 2 years ago. It was, how do we treat older players on the way out? And it's ironic that now I'm that player, but I think that's the beauty in life, is the sense of humor that the universe has. No malice, no bitterness towards Packers. So I've shifted my focus to entertaining what the plane would look like. The Packers granted, obviously, permission for the Jets to come out and visit. We had a nice visit. At this point, as I sit here, I think since Friday, I made it clear that my intention was to play, and my intention was to play for the New York Jets.
Okay.
I haven't been holding anything up at this point. It's been compensation that the Packers are trying to get for me, kind of digging their heels in. So I would just, I think it is interesting at this point to step back and look at the whole picture. My side, love and appreciation, gratitude for everything that Green Bay has done for me. Love, so much love and gratitude, and just heart open for the Packer fans. And what it's meant to be their quarterback. And also the reality of the situation. Like, it is what it is. Packers would like to move on. They've let me know that in so many words. Because I still have that fire, and I want to play, and I would like to play in New York. It's just a matter of getting that done at this point.
Okay, people in New York are doing this right now. People in New York are pumped right now. You sent a list of demands. Need you to sign Lazard. You need to sign Randall Cobb. I want Jordy Nelson out of the fucking ranch. Did that all happen?
It's so ridiculous.
Hey, that's happening, though. Like, you need to know.
Ask Schefter what I texted him when he somehow got my number and texted me. I didn't respond to Diana Rossini, I think her name is. I would say the same thing that I told Schefter. Lose my number. Nice try.
Schefter tweeted the photo. He said, Aaron did not lie. There it is. That's confirming. Lose my number. Good try, though.
I'll speak for myself. I'm sure there'll be people that have their sources. From what I've seen, it's like I had a sheet of paper when I met with the Jets and I said, sign these people. And that's not the reality. It's so stupid to think that I would do it, number one. Now, did they ask me about certain guys that I've played with over years? Of course. Did I talk glowingly about teammates that I love? Yeah, why wouldn't you?
Sue me, don't actually.
Like, my only demand is for transparency. And if you say some bullshit, sometimes it's not even worth it. But like I said, when something gets out there and then assumed to be true, then it can take on a life of its own. It can go from, oh, there's a conversation about 20 different players to, oh, he wants these guys to be signed, otherwise realize he doesn't want to come. It's like, come on, what are we talking about?
Yeah, it's all in the delivery of the information.
And I'm just really, really thankful. I got to be the starting quarterback of the Packers for 15 years. I got to be in an organization for 18 years. 18 years, that's a teenager. That's becoming an adult. And that's what I did there, and it was because of the people I met there and the places I went and the times that I had. I love you, Green Bay. Thank you. And I'm as sad as some of you are, but we'll meet again.
Massive show yesterday. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
And that says that the peak concurrence was 496, 285, but I've seen a lot of photos from people that are 498.
Wow.
Nonetheless, felt like afterwards, looking back on it, everybody was hanging out with us yesterday. Obviously not because of us. We know that. But Aaron, what a dog, dude. But then as we learn more and more about you, and I think the Masters does a great job of telling stories, and that's why it is so big internationally, I'm a small swinger, half swinger as well. The reason why I do it is because I'm not athletic enough to make solid ball contact, so I have to shorten that thing down, and I'm nowhere near as flexible. I learned about you that your swing is like that potentially because you were born with club foot. Is that the true beginnings of why your swing is the way it is?
I've learned recently that when it comes to club foot, I'm in a less severe end of the spectrum based on the people I've met. But if I have to give you an image, I mean, if this is my leg and my foot, right? Looking from the side, my leg up until the ankle's fine, and then my foot was turned 90 degrees and then another 90 degrees as well. So the whole outside of my foot and the top of my toes were on the ground.
When was this? When you were a child?
I was born like that.
Dude.
Hey, buddy. Look, you get this.
What's up, buddy?
There you go. So,
how are you?
You want to bring me a chip? Look at that. You know that they were hungry.
Hell yeah, that's the most relatable thing. I'm keto. I can't eat that.
So the funny thing is, I was born with that, and then at the time, the process is they took my foot and broke it into place. So an specialist broke my ankle in place, cast it right away. My parents saw me with the cast on within 20 minutes of being born. What that did is, when you're growing so much, how you doing? Look at that. Don't cancel the show.
Now you do whatever you want.
When you're developing as a child so quickly, that leg didn't develop the same way. So from knee down, it's smaller. See you later, buddy. Go with him.
Hey, see you, dude.
He likes being on TV.
Hell yeah, you look very natural. And he's incredibly cute.
Yeah.
So from the knee down, just developed differently?
From knee down, my leg is a little shorter. For most Americans, about half an inch. And then my right foot is smaller as well, with very limited mobility. The way my ankle developed, it's barely anything. So for that reason, I had to get 2 surgeries to stretch my Achilles tendon to get a little bit more mobility. But even then, it's very, very, very limited. So when you're talking about loading your right hip in golf, my ankle can't support a full turn. Therefore, 3/4 swing. That's basically what it is in a nutshell. It helps to be a big enough athlete in golf to that still get the leverage to hit it long enough. But yeah, that's the way I have the swing I have.
Hey,
Why?
let's go. This show sticks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for. The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, you pig! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Sport! Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this magical NFL kickoff Thursday, September 7th, 2023. Hour 3 of this program starts now. Football is happening this evening with the professional level kicking off its 104th season, and we will watch the Detroit Lions travel to Kansas City to take on the reigning, defending, undisputed, shout out to Paul Heyman, Super Bowl champions Patrick Mahomes. That's AJ Hawk. The Talks the Table is here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. One half of the Hammer, Dahn. Cowboys Tone Diggs is here, and 9-year NFL vet who looks incredibly clean, Darius J. Butler is here.
We're
very happy to have you. It's great. It was great to see you this morning, eating that French toast, somehow still having a six-pack.
Of course.
Had to.
Full of shit.
It's delicious, too. Shout out.
Hey, he hasn't been lifting as much, AJ, because he's been golfing. You know what I mean? He's a golfer now.
Yep.
Darius is,
I don't. He doesn't look any different. Darius still looks pretty jacked to me.
No, he's small.
He's certainly smaller than he was last year. He looks more.
Week 1, long season. Hopefully I get a little in the Hawk House. I can get yoked up a little bit.
No, because your golf game.
Yeah, that's right.
He looks like incredibly fit right now. Like it is. Last year he was walking around.
Oh my God, it was absurd.
You know what I mean? Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, HGHD Butch.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not saying he was on anything. We were asking him though. I was certainly asking him like, "Hey, what are you on?"
I'm asking you.
Yeah, I got the vitamins rolling. We're in a good spot. We're in a real good spot. You got a long season ahead of us, D-Bud.
Oh, yeah. Long.
Starts this evening. Everybody starts at the same spot here. Everybody's trying to climb to the mountaintop. It is not easy. You're going to have to get through a lot of different things. Adversity, obviously, misfortune. How are the injuries going to look? And with the first game happening with this Travis Kelce conversation, we are immediately reminded about how lucky you have to be in this league to have actual success. We have no idea how this season's going to go. We have no clue what star players are going to end up missing games for teams. But we do know that this season's going to have drama.
Hell yeah.
It's going to have controversy. It's going to have highlights. And tonight, I think we got an absolute banger. I am honored about it. I am thankful that we were part of the NFL team. Let's look at this weekend's schedule, though, of games and start eyeballing what this week one is going to be all about. Obviously, the Colts and the Jags are taking place at 1 o'clock Eastern right here in Indianapolis. And there's about 14,000 people in the entire country that will be able to watch that because the Steelers and Niners on Fox is pretty much national. It is the national 1 o'clock game for good reason. Panthers and the Falcons, Texans and the Ravens. Bengals Browns is a sneaky good one over there in Ohio, AJ, because what Browns team are we going to see this year? Is Deshaun Watson going to return to form from before all of it? All of the stuff.
Yeah.
Let alone the team change and the contract negotiation, all of the stuff that happened off the field that was incredibly terrible and obviously alarming, but very loud. He wasn't playing football before all that stuff. So then last year he gets dropped back in. Let's go ahead and work some rust off.
Yep.
Now, will he be all the way back? And will they use Chubb how they should? And what would Joey Burrow look like as a 2.5-point favorite? That's a big AFC North matchup to kick off this beautiful season this weekend.
So the Bengals have obviously been awesome. They're 16-4 against the spread in their last 20, which is unbelievable. But they are just 1-5, just straight up against the Browns in their last 6. For some reason, the Browns have their number, which happens sometimes with division opponents. But you wouldn't think with the Bengals being that good and the Browns being the Browns that that's how it would work out.
Joey Burrow was speaking to the media about his calf, and he obviously didn't sound like there was any questions that he was going to play, but he certainly mentioned it. This is what Joey Burrow said to the media regarding his calf and how he will play this weekend.
Yeah, I'm ready to go. We're going to see how these next couple days play out because you never know with these things, but I'm expecting to play. Like I said, we'll see how these next couple days go.
Darius, should we be worried about that at all, seeing how the next couple days go? Does that mean it's in the back of his mind? It's still lingering? What do you think?
I think it's probably a situation just like in Kansas City, where the trainer's probably going to have some input to doctors. But as the player, I think Joey Burrow, if it's up to him, he'll be out there. I think he's going to be out there. You have a guy full go Wednesday, Thursday, I think he's going to be out there.
I think he's going to be out there too, but even the mere mention of it from him tells me that there's something, right?
Yeah.
It's not 100%, obviously, the season's starting. But the Bengals, not only to add on to that point, but just to bring up the point, they've started slow last few years. Now, obviously, a few years back, whenever Joey Burrow was a rookie, not good. He ends up getting hurt. But they've started slow and had to catch up at the end because they're gamers, seemingly. That's kind of the way their locker room is built. Big one for the Browns here. This is a big weekend for the Cleveland Browns, potentially.
I think there's so much unknown. That's what people are intrigued by. And I live in Columbus, Ohio, so I have a lot of Browns and Bengals fans around me all the time. And the Bengals, the whole question's all Joe Burrow. How is Joe? And everyone I see, is Joe going to be okay? I'm like, I don't know. You looked like he popped his calf early in camp. Let's see. He's going to – I think he's going to play. But I think he's smart and you don't want to sit out and make big, declarations in the media. Like, I'm going to be out there no matter what. I am playing. I'm not going to have any setbacks. He's smart. So he's saying, Joe will be out there. I think so. But the Browns – we don't know what we have in Deshaun Watson. We don't know what level he's going to play at. And if you look at him on paper, they have talent all the way around that roster. So I think this could be a good game.
I think so, too. Yeah. I think it's a big one for the AFC North. It's hot in the kitchen in the AFC North. And this is certainly a welcome to the 2023 season for both of them.
Well, that wasn't Joe Burr. I don't know who that guy was, but that wasn't Joe Shiesty. His hair didn't look as cool. It looked like he had some bags under his eyes, and now
you guys watching film.
Yeah, for sure, and that's what he should be doing, absolutely. But it just didn't have that same pizzazz. We talk a lot about pizzazz, and I didn't get the pizzazz out of Joe. And now I kind of go back to when I thought that he might have torn his Achilles.
He's moving a little bit.
A little in the hands, a little uncertain.
Well, he's anxious. The first game.
Exactly.
That's what Joe Cool. Joe Cool's anxious about that. Joe Cool.
He's excited. Yes, it's excitement. It's a positive.
It didn't look like it like that. Look more nervous.
How'd you wake up this morning?
I woke up with. I guess we're not. I woke up rock hard, ready to go. I wasn't questioning anything.
You don't think that's potentially why he's moving a little bit?
I don't actually, because bags under his eyes like that.
Play it. Look how excited he is.
Body language experts.
I'm ready to go.
I think.
we're gonna See how these next couple days play out because you never know.
Moving in
these
his
things.
seat.
Yeah.
I think he's messing with people.
Competitive.
I think he's messing with the Browns.
That'd be cool.
Maybe he could be.
You don't think he's doing this right here?
No, I don't.
Oh, sorry. He's like Brock Lesnar. Okay, getting ready to go fight somebody.
Yeah.
He's ready. He's Joe Burr.
Brock
He's more
Lesnar.
Burr than he's ever been.
Brock Lesnar has never had bags under his eyes ever in the history of Brock Lesnar.
It's actually a fascinating thing. I wonder if he's ever been tired.
I don't think he has. And I'm not saying the Bengals are going to be bad by no means. I mean, shoot, I got Joe Burrow on my fantasy team. I want him to go out there and throw 400 yards and 4 touchdowns. You got Joe Burrow on your fantasy team. We want that to happen. It's just that didn't strike me as like, okay, Joe Burrow's fine.
Joe Burrow's fine.
I think he's right.
It didn't strike me like that. It struck me like, yeah, Joe Burrow's got something else going on.
Let's go back to the Sunday slate. We're believers Joe Burrow's out there.
I hope.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Joe Burrow's going to make plays.
Sure.
I hope.
Bucks and Vikings. Nobody's really talking about that one. Baker Mayfield taking on Kirk Cousins. The Vikings don't get chatted about at all in the NFC North. You know?
At all.
Question is, Aaron's not there anymore. How's Jordan going to be? Oh, the Lions are the favorite. Oh, the Lions are awesome. Nobody's even talking about it. Even the Bears get more chatter because the Bears are in the third largest city in the United States of America. Nobody's talking about the Vikings. And if you think back to them last year, Kirk Cousins got hot. Team got hot. They were a different Vikings team last year. I don't think they've turned over that much except for the loss of Dalvin Cook, which is obviously a big one.
Massive.
And they will have to adjust to that. They bring in Jordan Addison. I like the Vikings a lot. Yet again, another year.
I think it might just be because they're one of like the primetime candidates. If we always have the one team who regresses quite a bit because they won so many one-score close games last year. Where we always talk about like, hey, if the ball bounces your way, you win all these games. They got damn near all of those bounces last year, and their defense still kind of sinks.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, I know that Brian Flores is coming in, but like their they were winning a lot of shootouts, a lot of close games. I don't know. I just a lot of people I think have them right up there, either winning the division or sneaking into the playoffs. But I could also see them losing a lot of those close games that they won last year.
Everybody was out on them, even going into the playoffs with 13 wins.
Yep.
Like everybody's out. Yep, Giants. They're going to upset. That's going to be the win.
And then what happened?
And it happened.
Got the shit.
Dimes.
So everybody said they are who we thought they were. If you want to crown them, crown them. Dennis Green said as the Arizona Cardinals head coach, the Cardinals going to the Commanders. Commanders are talking about, is Ron Rivera going to get fired? Is this place ever going to be good? They're fixing poop pipes. They're touchdown favorites week 1 against this Cardinals team. Nobody has faith in the Cardinals with Dobbs as their starter and Kyler in a situation contract-wise where nobody even knows if we're going to see him this year, although they voted him captain. Cardinals are an interesting social study on how to run an NFL team, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you said all that stuff about the Commanders, and they are 7 points because the Cardinals team and organization, everything is just an absolute dumpster fire right now. And at least like with the Commanders, you have one of the best defensive lines in the NFL, and then McLaurin, I guess, is trending in the right way, so he might play. And Jahan Dotson's good, and everything that you saw in preseason was great from Sam Howell. So it's kind of like everyone's very high in the Commanders from what they saw, and then you couldn't be lower on the Cardinals. Right?
Yeah, Cardinals are Cardinals fans should look, though, at the Commanders and say, hey, brighter days are ahead.
Absolutely.
Not that they'll sell it, but, boy, it feels like they are.
When are those brighter days coming?
Well,
I don't know. But
maybe never.
I mean, the flip side of that coin, too, though, is Cardinals players see that +7, boom, fire in your gut. You just find that fire in your gut immediately.
Chip.
You don't even have to worry about Coach Gannon saying, hey, do you have it? You got it? You got that fire?
You think it creates some killers then?
Oh, yeah, boom.
Plus
Overnight.
7?
Exactly.
I think they're taking a bus from the team hotel to the city.
Absolutely.
Take a bus
No
here?
escort.
Yeah.
No police escort.
City bus.
You guys take a bus here?
City bus, no escort.
With their pads.
We want to remain humble and hungry. What were your thoughts on that speech, AJ? I don't think
I wasn't really sure where he was going with it. Usually when something like that happens, they got to tie it back together, and I'm still trying to figure out what the bus car situation.
Have you seen that speech? And you ready to run through a wall here? We have it actually for you here. Cardinals YouTube. Shout out to the Arizona Cardinals media team putting out a lot of stuff that we're enjoying, trying to see the new culture being built in Arizona. Here's Coach Gannon, former defensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles, asking the team about what they feel like at this exact moment.
Welcome back. Who drove over here? Quick, let me see your hands. Who took the bus? Did you have fire in your gut? Did you? We're here for a reason. Don't get that twisted. Okay, we're here for a reason to win games. So if you didn't have that fire in your gut, you better light the fire pretty fast.
Get kindling.
Be who you are.
Edited?
Just understand, I'm looking for killers.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Dude.
Let's go.
Like, are those different moments of that speech, or is that like how it went?
I think so.
AJ, what are you talking about?
I'm wondering, I could be wrong if all of a sudden he says, "Hey, did you get here? You got a fire in your gut?" But if they cut and it's not the end of the story, then in the rest of that video.
Well, you think they were editing it down for real length? You know what I mean? Hey, this isn't a full post, a YouTube video. We need to get this thing down to a sizzle. D-Bud, how motivated were you there about the fire in your gut?
I mean, that was just bad all around.
What?
Come on.
Bad. I think, but I think Foxy said it the other day, like the social media team is doing this guy zero favors.
Well, we're going to get a strike for that.
Yeah.
He just talks bad about him.
That was the full
Maybe it's
speech.
his plan, though. Is that his plan, though, Ty? Think about it. If he's saying, hey, they're talking about me in my speech and not about my team, so we're going to go out there and surprise a lot of people on the field.
So you think that was a fake speech in a team meeting? Hey, boys, everybody just kind of, for the next 4 minutes, I'm going to give a fake speech to send it out there so we're really under the radar.
Look disinterested.
And we're also, he saw what Sirianni did and how Sirianni rolled out, his mouth to Philadelphia at the beginning and where they're at now. Two different paths, obviously, but if they end up winning, I think we'll all obviously look back on this moment and chirp about it and laugh about it. But I don't know how they have success over there. And I think that is the known thought by everybody in the football world. And that stinks because Phoenix is one of the greatest cities to ever exist.
Absolutely beautiful.
That place could recruit people in free agency.
Yeah.
Easy.
If it was a good building.
Yeah.
If that was a good culture, people would love to go play for the Cardinals. People have houses in Arizona in the offseason already. It is built to be great. And for whatever reason, it just seemingly won't be. And that's sad. That's a damn shame, Ty.
I mean, I don't know what you guys are talking about. I think that speech is single speech, stands on its own, makes a lot of sense, very clear, coherent. If I'm not mistaken, I think General Patton actually may have given a very similar speech to the armed forces in WW2 right before we went and gave the Germans a nice ass kicking. So I don't think he came up with this on his own. I think he's a history buff and he realized, hey, the fire in your gut speech. It delivers a clear, concise message, and it gets our boys ready for war.
Should have done this one.
You should have.
This one.
Yep.
That would have helped.
Patton did say, how'd you get to the beach? Did you take a boat?
Yeah.
Got fire in gut?
Fire in the gut?
Well, it kind of looks like it.
Imagine that guy coaching a football team.
Oh.
Buddy, they would ground and pound so hard.
A lot of killers.
They would have no it would be Army, Navy.
Yep. Yeah, bingo.
This is what we're going to do. Our will is going to be better than theirs.
Big dick in the dirt kind of guy.
Big. All right, let's go back to the schedule this weekend because obviously the Arizona Cardinals are getting 7 on the road. The Titans are getting 3 going down to New Orleans. This is fascinating because no conversation has been had about the Tennessee Titans this year. And you got to recall, they get Nuke back to that offense. Should help Derrick Henry. Should help Ryan Tannehill. I assume a Vrabel defense is always going to be good. Getting 3 at the Saints. Fascinating line right here with how everybody feels about the New Orleans Saints. D-Bud, you said the Saints are by far the best team in the NFC South.
Yeah.
What do you think about the AFC South Titans with no chatter coming to town?
You know what? I like the Saints in that one. I like the Saints in that one on both sides of the
That
ball.
crowd, too, that stadium.
Yeah. But
home opener.
Vrabel. I feel like this is perfect for Vrabel. No one's talking about him. Everyone's just kind of writing him off. This is the Jags division now. It's not the Titans
Is that
anymore.
what people are saying?
I believe that is what people are saying.
Yep.
And especially with the fact that,
Some say
we
the
haven't
Colts.
heard anything
Some say
about
the
it.
Colts,
Yeah. The Colts are, right?
No one says that, actually. Colts fucking stink at football. They're going to be bad for a couple of years, and then they'll be good again. But for the Titans, everyone is saying that they're not going to be good. But they got Vrabel, so you got to give them a chance.
What's your problem?
That's just the reality of the situation.
We're only getting 4.5 at home.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
We're
I got
getting.
I got a fun fact about that.
Yeah,
one.
thank you, Tony.
Colts are now 1-13-1 in their last 15 Week 1 games.
Different era.
Good.
AJ, no, it's not good.
I thought it might be like against the spread or something with gambling, maybe. I don't know.
They won 5 straight at home against the Jags, though.
Oh,
Yes, they did.
Okay.
We got stats to combat stats because stats are on everybody's team all the time.
Boom.
It's our favorite thing about stats.
Amen.
And it's not just the sports world; it's the real world too.
Yeah.
Somehow stats are on both sides, and they're getting. Oh yeah, I got a finisher right here.
Watch this.
Woo. And then all of a sudden they, woo. Oh yeah, well let me put it in a little blender.
Check
I
this
got
out.
another stat. Woo. Coming on back. It's on both sides. So what I like about the Jag stat that he gave is that's actual matchup. Okay, we're not talking about the past. This is a brand new era. This is Steichen Richardson era.
That's right.
True.
4.5 at home. Quite disrespectful, though. I don't think sports books have a lot of faith in old Indianapolis Colts, and we'll be there bringing the energy. I assume the Colts are going to win that one. Rams, Chargers. Lombardi likes the Rams a lot here. That was his actual pick whenever we were chatting with him. He does. For whatever reason.
Play him well.
He said towards the end of the year last year, the way they played against the Seattle Seahawks, it's a good matchup for the Rams.
Okay, interesting.
Jackson Smith and Jigba playing with a broken wrist.
I can't
I'd like to see
consciously
that.
take the money that I make and put it on the Rams.
That's noble of you.
I'm not saying I'm going to go on the Seahawks, but I will not put it on the Rams.
Yeah, the Rams, big question marks this year. What was it? Third youngest team? Is that what that list said?
Yep.
Second or third youngest team. And then you got Aaron Donald, Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp no longer, I guess. We'll see how that whole thing goes. You got real OGs at a position and then a bunch of young bucks. If the young guys can hit just like they did in Seattle last year, maybe the Rams will be something special. And Schefter seems to believe that they believe they're going to make some real waves. Eagles, Patriots, let's go. Dude. Huh? Tom Brady's going to be there.
Yep, Brady.
4:25 game on CBS. We're hanging a banner. We're retiring a number. What's going on?
I'm assuming that they're going to retire at 12, but I'm not sure exactly what the whole entire presentation is. It's probably going to be at halftime because that's when they honor players usually. I hope they just give them a statue and then just call it quits from there.
You think they'll just unveil a statue outside the thing?
That's what I'm hoping. I'm assuming, though, that they're probably just going to retire his number at halftime and then put him in the Ring of Honor right away.
So they haven't told anybody what the plan is, just that he's going to be there.
Just that he's going to be there, yep.
What if he's giving out avocado ice cream to everybody?
That'd be cool. People would probably eat it. And not that he's going to be there. They're going to honor him
Which
at halftime.
Tom look or would they use for the statue, though?
Definitely the one he wants. So not the butt chin. He doesn't want that hole on the bottom of his face anywhere near a statue. And I respect that because neither would I.
He has a new.
He does.
He
New
looks
head.
so good right now.
Yes. Go with the last Super
Have
Bowl.
you seen him?
Not recently.
What do you mean, like, as in the last, what? I've seen him. What do you mean? He looks different?
Last few weeks, there's a fresh Tom.
Wait, what?
Tom looks very, very good right now.
I mean, he's aging in reverse. He looks amazing.
Well, he's single. He's retired.
Right. Him and Bradley Cooper are in this throuple with
that's
Bradley Cooper's ex-wife and Brady's current girlfriend.
We don't know what's true.
She was nude on a trip with Brad recently.
Yeah, but nobody's ever said that she's with Tom, right? Wasn't Tom linked to Kim, and then Tom
was.
like everything Tom does, he's going to be linked to because he's Tom Brady.
Yeah.
I'm just here saying, shout out to Tom, looking so good right now.
He does.
He looks like he's 26 right now.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He looks remarkable. Tom Brady's living.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are saying Botox, plastic surgery, or whatever. I think it's just coming back for another season of Let's Go with Jim Gray. Jim Gray is keeping Tom Brady young.
Is he back? He's
Oh,
back
yeah.
for another
So
season?
Jim Gray.
I have heard that.
Is Jim Gray back for it?
Well, Tom, I don't know what you had for lunch today, but I know I could use a nice medium rare Morton steak. That type of flawless ad read during the middle of their show, during the middle of a hard-hitting question, is what's keeping Tom Brady young.
Jim Gray, this is actual compliment. Our show stinks. Your show is awesome.
Yeah.
The first time I heard this man's voice was on this podcast with Tom Brady.
Yeah.
And the way he just weaves in and weaves out of things is top tier.
Next level.
Yeah.
And then Tom Brady gets in there and just sits in the pocket and does his thing.
Are you buying or selling the Cardinals this weekend, Tom? If you're buying, you could do it with your new MasterCard Platinum Points Rewards credit card. Top notch.
Ordered one right away.
Hell yeah, how could you not?
Yeah, exactly.
Then Tom gives a great answer that makes you say, maybe I'll buy two of those.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll buy two of those.
Sweet.
That's good marketing.
It is.
You know,
Genius.
those companies are really getting the bang for their buck in that.
Absolutely.
Because they're right there in the middle of the topic.
Right.
It's fantastic. We appreciate it. It's back for another season.
Yes, it is.
Larry Fitzgerald also on a microphone.
And this year, we're going to listen to it so we get stuff from it and we know what Tom Brady's thinking on stuff.
Can't wait.
Right?
Yes, especially, I mean, I'm going to watch the episode next week. Have to.
Scout's honor.
All right, thank you. I'm happy we're doing that. Stephon Diggs will be joining us here in a few moments. Let's get back to the slate because they are obviously the ones that are capping off this fantastic Week 1 weekend. Green Bay Packers, Chicago Bears, Raiders, Broncos, Dolphins, Chargers. Whoa, there he is. Going to be a little house divided there. You're going to wear a split hat?
Yep.
You're going to do one of those?
Nah, I'm a Dolphin fan through and through, life fan.
You like them getting 3 on the road?
Yeah, but you heard what Sheffy said about Armstead being out. Gump, he said it was a week to week, every week last year. Definitely worried about that with Bosa and Matt coming off the edge. Keeping two upright is obviously our biggest deal, but I think the Yeah, it'll be a good game.
No, yeah, sounds like you don't have faith in the Dolphins.
Yeah, not at all.
Yeah, Dallas Cowboys, New York Giants on Sunday Night Football. Thank God we got an NFC East match
I know.
on
Let's
Sunday
go.
Night Football.
We never get that.
Needed it.
Yeah, it's crazy because it appears as if the TV networks, NBC more specifically, was like, we'll do an NFC East primetime game since nobody else will.
Exactly.
We'll do this first week and it'll be a make good for the next 10 weeks.
Yep.
Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones ends up on Sunday Night Football, and the New York Football Giants under another year of Daboll with a little more familiarity with Daniel Jones in the offense. Saquon Barkley was mad, and then he's not. Darren Waller's on that team. Wink Martindale just got another weapon whenever it comes to Isaiah Simmons from Arizona. All eyes for me are on the New York Giants as home dogs on Sunday Night Football. But the conversation and the reason why they're on Sunday Night Football is because of Dak Prescott and Micah Parsons. Whenever you look at that roster and you see the amount of money that they're spending down there in Dallas, they are paying a lot of people.
Yes.
Their roster is very, very, very good. Why do we all assume that they're just not going to be great? Well, that's because the Cowboys have stunk for a long time. A.J. Hawk won a Super Bowl with the new offensive coordinator of the Dallas Cowboys and the current head coach. Big Mike McCarthy going to be able to get the boys to rally and this year change everything that we think about the Dallas Cowboys that won like 28 years or something like that?
He better. I mean, that's the thing we've talked about for years and years. The Cowboys, look at all the star power they have. They have all these studs everywhere you look, and they haven't been able to find a way to finish that. So I think Big Mike understands his gig right now and what he needs to do to stay around.
What do you stay around? You're saying it's hot out there.
Oh.
No, I'm not saying it's hot out there. I'm saying I think he and Jerry are great, but you got to win. You got to win football games if you want to keep your gig around here.
Yeah, and Dak Prescott, we know that he's going to be highly scrutinized all the time. He plays on primetime TV every single weekend, and people wonder, why does he get talked about the most? It's like, well, he's on the most amount of TVs every single weekend because he's Jerry Jones' quarterback. What Jerry Jones has done with the brand of the Cowboys is obviously remarkable, but not having a win in a long, long time is something that'll get thrown in their face. Is this the year, D-Butt, where the Dallas Cowboys going to run? Because number 11 right there is just an absolute freak show on the defensive side of the ball.
11 is an absolute monster, but can he get over that hump? Can he be that elite guy? That's the question there. The roster, bringing Gilmore over, Stephon Gilmore, who we saw last year, still one of the bright spots that we had with the Colts last year. Still got juice in the tank with the rest of that defense of Dan Quinn. But I love the Giants.
Me too.
What they've been doing. Them getting 3.5 at home. They haven't had a bunch of success.
Is it too
against
obvious?
that? But I love that.
Wait, you said they haven't had much success against
Not
that?
against Dak. I don't think. And Bruce may correct me here. I don't think they've beat Dak in his 10 starts.
The Cowboys are on a 9-3 against the spread run against the Giants.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
New year. Nope.
I got Brandon
Giants.
Cooks over. Brandon Cooks. That solidified number 2 with CD.
Don't matter. Giants.
Straight up.
Waller.
I like Waller in New York. Waller in New York, I think, changes things a bit.
In Hyatt in 13. It seems too obvious, but that Vikings-Giants game, that was the most obvious. Like, when D-Butt said that, I forgot how every single person was like, yep, Giants are going to beat the Vikings, and then they went on to do it.
Yeah, and I guess if they're giving us one, we got to take it.
Exactly.
Yeah, sure.
3.5 points.
But a lot of people are saying this is the year for the Cowboys. This is the year
I'm sure
for
it
the
is.
Cowboys.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying that.
Yeah.
So maybe, you know what I mean? Sportsbooks are saying it.
Well, that's what's crazy about the Big Mike thing. Like, they went to the divisional playoff. If they do that again this year and lose to the Niners or the Eagles, like, does Big Mike get fired then?
And then Monday Night Football to wrap up week 1 of the NFL season. 104 NFL seasons kick off this evening. The Buffalo Bills, favored by 2.5 on the road against the New York Jets. Obviously, Sauce Gardner and Aaron Rodgers are making their debut for the Jets at home on September 11th. Should be a absolutely magnetic evening in MetLife Stadium. And Josh Allen and the Bills haven't really been chatted about this offseason at all. Although last year, they were talked about in a big way as winning a Super Bowl. Adversity all year last year. Weren't able to get to the top of the mountain. This year, almost been forgotten about.
A little bit.
Monday Night Football, they say hello yet again. Joining us, ladies and gentlemen, is a man whose fashion is at the top of any profession that you could find, let alone the NFL. A man who can catch any ball that is thrown within 10 yards of his being. A man who has become a tag team partner of Josh Allen. Ladies and gentlemen, Stephon Diggs.
What's up, boys?
Let's go.
Hold on.
Congratulations, by the way. Good to see the good guy.
Hey, we appreciate that. Thank you so much. And I don't know if we're winning or losing right now. I guess we'll be able to see what the internet says at the end of it. But you have helped us, obviously, in joining this show numerous times. We appreciate the hell out of you. And let's just dive right into it, please. Why am I doing this? What is the...
Hey, chill out. I had like a little shoot, an old school football shoot. He found like old football stuff, and I'm not sure it was really football stuff. But hey, don't pay it no money.
Okay, because we didn't know, because at that time there was conversations happening about you and the Bills, and then you said something on your Instagram, and then one of the photos was a shin guard. We're like, damn, is Stephon Diggs getting hit in the shins right now? Does he feel like he's taking it in the shins, or is it just super fashion, Stephon?
Chill out. Spend some time in Paris. Don't judge me, all right?
Hey, listen, you got to do what you got to do over there. And for me, this made me a better dresser. You know what I mean? I'll put this thing on every once in a while when I look like an asshole, and all of a sudden I'm like, boom, that's fashion. Stephon Diggs told me that in Paris. Let's move on. How do you feel? I know you spent the offseason in Paris. There was obviously a conversation when you came back. Here we are just days away from the start of the season on Monday Night Football. How do you feel mentally and physically as a Buffalo Bill?
I'm excited. I feel like we had a good camp. We stacked a lot of good days. Wasn't too stressful as far as like health-wise. We put a lot of good things on tape early, especially just throughout camp and getting on the same page. I feel like we're all steering in the right direction. We kind of flying under the radar right now, and I prefer it that way. I feel like this is very like the spot a lot of us, prefer to be in. Last year we were favored in like majority of our games, which is crazy that I didn't even know. They told me that as of recently. Not nothing I really pay attention to, but it's something to say about this team. Like, it's a lot of guys on this team, the guys who were counted out or late drafted, or guys who weren't necessarily believed in. It got to a point where a lot of people believed in us. They wanted us to win it all. So at this point, I feel like we're treading in the right direction. It starts with game one.
Hell yeah. Go ahead, AJ.
When you're preparing to play a team like you are this week one, playing the Jets, do you study more of like who you may be matched up with one-on-one, the whole defense and the whole secondary as in general? Like, can you take us through a little bit how your preparation looks throughout the week?
Yeah, it's I kind of prepare week to week differently. It depends on the team and what they like to play. This team is a little differently. They kind of play left and right. They'll match up a little bit, depends on who goes in the boundary and where they at in the field. So it's kind of like down the distance, I pay attention to that. Then I pay attention to how a guy likes to play, depending on the guy. I pretty much try to study both of them, but usually I only go against one guy. Usually they match me up whatever that guy is. But it's different week to week. So going into the game, you got to prepare for whatever's thrown at you. But this week specifically, they got a hell of a D-line. They get after it. They got some great guys on the back, and they got some good players as far as that can fly around, make plays around the ball. So for me, I prepare the same way, but it's just like, it's the first game of the season. You know what it is. You remember what it was like. Y'all remember what it was like playing football, man. That first game, everybody's juice.
Hey, who's on the jugs over there getting after it? Somebody getting a little extra.
It's Christian Bedford, if I'm not mistaken, and Gabe Davis was over there.
Oh,
Gabe Davis. That's my dog.
Hey, how we looking? How we looking in the wide receiver room? We feel good. We feel good about the depth. We feel good about the offense.
I feel like you guys you should be drafting Gabe Davis. You know what I'm saying? No, not in the later rounds, in the early rounds. I feel like he's going to. Last year, he got banged up a little bit earlier in the season. He's healthy right now. He's flying around. He's been making plays. So, shout out to my man, G.
Do you know what he told us?
What? Hopefully it was something good.
It is, in my eyes. You might judge it. You're a fashion guy. You might enjoy it because I think it is fashion. He said that if a dildo was thrown onto the field, he would grab it and put it on his helmet. Didn't he say that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He did.
I could actually see him doing that. I won't be the first person to grab it off his helmet. I'm gonna say that. But I'm not gonna say I'm not a fan.
Well, listen, we need to talk about this because a couple of years ago we had to tell people that those dildos do carry COVID.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Remember?
Yeah, you gotta be careful with those things. They carry a lot of things sometimes. Depending on where they've been.
Well, yeah.
You don't know where they've been.
Certainly, but we do need a gloved player to grab that thing first. So I think they're going to be looking at you for sure. Darius has a question for you, Stephon.
Yeah, Steph, I was going to ask you, man, been in the league now, we know you're going to show up every week. Been in the league now, you need 2, 3, 4 receiving weapons. What are you seeing out of Gabe Davis and the rookie Kincaid coming in, Knox? What are you seeing the other pass catchers out there? And then my second question, there was some conversation about toughest position in the league, receiver, DB. I know Lil Bro just got paid out there in Dallas. Shout out Trevon. But which one do you think is tougher?
There we go. I like this.
All right, number one, first question regarding the receiver room.
Yeah, receiver room, tight end room.
I feel like we had some great additions, especially we were never short on talent. I don't think it was a shortage on talent as far as like being able to make plays and score points. I feel like we just added to the arsenal. We added young kid Kincaid is a guy. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't want to overshoot him, but from what I've seen, he's a playmaker. He gets his hand on the ball. Like, he's a good route runner. You know what I'm saying? He's one of those. He's another receiver out there that can make a lot of plays. So if we go in those big sets and you got all tight ends in the game, you really got some receivers out there that can make some plays. And then shout out to Trent. Trent has been balling out all camp. He's a guy that does everything. And then we got Hardy as well. Hardy's flying around. I feel like we got a lot of weapons. It's not like we didn't have the talent. We just added to the arsenal, and I feel like those guys have been playing at a high level throughout camp, and you won't really get to showcase some of what they're good at on a Monday night.
And Richard Sherman and Michael Irvin getting into it with Keyshawn. They all got up from the set.
I saw that. That was. I was about to say that was cute, but I thought it was some good receiver banter. I like the receiver banter.
Oh, so now I just assumed, like, when Michael Irvin and Keyshawn got up and got upset, I was like, I don't think I've ever heard anybody say that wide receiver is harder than corner. I've always heard the corner is the hardest. I guess your family would know this absolutely the best. Corner's just kind of understood as the hardest position in football, I always thought. And then
couldn't have been. It couldn't have been.
Oh, okay.
In my opinion, we're talking about my opinion. It's not nothing to say much, but my little brother played receiver his whole life, and then he went over there and played corner. And he's been pretty exceptional as far as like having good ball skills, having route recognition. I feel like I always dated back, said I could play corner right now in the NFL. I don't think it's a
so your take is,
man, that shit'd get routed.
No. You're saying most wide receivers could go play corner. Limited amount of corners could play wide receiver.
Why are they a corner? 9 times out of 10 is what makes a corner? Because you can't catch. It's not because you can't stop.
It's because you don't. Pat, we've been on the team. I've been top 3 in the hands now. Come on, you know better than that.
Top 4,
it's usually because we don't want to have to depend on a quarterback, an offensive line, a play caller. We want to say, hey, wherever I go, put me on the island. I can lock shit up. I can get it done. So that's usually why that transition.
Not because they can't catch. Huh?
No,
I mean, some guy. Hey, that's definitely the case for a decent amount of them. I ain't gonna argue that, but you would know. Obviously, your brother would know as well, and obviously, when you are a guy who has like a Richard Sherman, who played wide receiver, has the ball skills, has the toughness, can get over there and do it. It is a good transition. You can go both ways.
Well, I'd like to let you both know.
I feel like that's easy. Especially considering the fact that
easy.
If you can run, you can stop. You know what I'm saying? You can get in a defensive scheme. If you have a defensive line. If I have a defensive line, I'll probably be the debatable top 5 corner in the game.
They can't hit y'all no more. We can't hit you.
Why do I want to hit? I want to cover anyway.
You got to catch it. You got to take 2 steps. Okay, now we can. All right, now we can.
Corners don't want to tackle. Corners don't want to tackle. Safeties want to tackle.
Easy.
Yes. So why don't you?
Real arguments here. Like, anybody want to get in this argument with me? I'm good at this.
I'm on your side. How do you feel about Travis Hunter? You got a chance to watch it. He's obviously playing. Yeah.
Listen, I'll tell you right now. Anybody that can play that many snaps, he's not only gifted, but he has a hell of a win. I feel like he's falling right under the tree of that Dahn, like, you know what I'm saying, playing both sides of the ball. He probably can even return. He probably can do everything. I feel like he's one of those special talents that like a generational talent, a guy that we won't see all the time. And he might even be a guy that can go in the NFL and play both ways, man. You never know.
Coach Dahn said that they better let him be the best on both sides. It's like managing the reps, which kind of leads to this question from Connor.
Yeah, Stefan, I mean, a lot has been said about Brandon Beane, and Von Miller just came out and talked about how, the PUP list, Brandon Beane made that decision more so for future Von, not Von right now. And you mentioned all the guys that have been brought in to help, the team take that next step this year. How has your relationship with him been, and how great is it to have somebody in the building like Brandon Beane who's so tied in with both the team and kind of knowing the direction that you guys want to go in?
Shout out to the mullet, one.
Thank you very much.
That's fashion, bro.
That's fashion, bro. Then 2, I would say that Beaner, Coach Bean or GM Bean, whatever you want to call him, he's like one of the guys. He's a professional. You've seen him make some of the best moves as far as like not only with grabbing me but grabbing Von, and drafting the right talent and figuring out, Josh's needs and kind of building around him as well. I feel like he's done a great job, and it comes from a connection. It comes from having those conversations. Sometimes the GM to player connection is so far off. Like, they never talk, or, you know what I'm saying, you don't hear from them. You just kind of like, it's usually business with the GM. But you can tell this team in specific, they care about you from the top down. They care about you, and they feel like they're going to look out for your best interests and what makes most sense for the team. I feel like, especially with Vaughn can go out there and go hoop right now probably. But as far as like, would that be best for us? You know what I'm saying? Would it be best for him, especially with the season that we're going to have? And, even last year, like, we lost him late in the season. We'd rather have him ready, a hungry dog, you know what I'm saying, than rather somebody out there kind of like figuring it out. Just have him ready to go, too.
Having that conversation with Vaughn, though, is not an easy one. Like, that's not a, hey, we don't, because in Kansas City right now, there's a potential conversation happening with Travis Kelce. It's like injuries are going to come, and then prioritizing what games matter and what reps matter is a difficult decision to make for anybody, especially whenever guys want to play. You talked about him building around Josh Allen. You were one of the key pieces that was brought in to make Josh Allen great. Like, hey, if you look at the stats before Stephon Diggs joined the Buffalo Bills, a lot of people would say, hey, Josh Allen, pretty pedestrian, not that good. Deep ball, his percentages are terrible. Then you get dropped into the thing, bang, immediately through the roof. Now, he said he obviously worked on getting better, but you obviously made that offense better. When you're working with Josh, who's a different animal, Tone Diggs has a question for you.
Yeah, we can hear the jugs machine in the back, and we know that Josh has one of the strongest arms of all time. Do you guys just have to crank that up to 100 miles an hour when you're doing the jugs machine to deal with Josh?
No, it's crazy. Like, for me, when I first got here, I used to talk like so much shit to him. Like, you don't even throw the ball that hard. So throughout practice, like, I'll have like an end cut or something like short, and he'll really show me how fast the ball is. And when it became like cold outside at one point, and I remember distinctively, like clear as day, he threw me a pass and you could hear the pass, like shh. I was like this, damn, coming a little too hard. I told him at one point, I said, listen, don't throw the ball that hard at me. All right, okay, right now, unless you want some personal problem. You know what I'm saying? Don't throw the ball that hard at me. You know what I'm saying? Just give me a little touch. And I mean, ever since then, as far as like, even this year, I tell him like, hey, just take a little off it. You know what I'm saying? He gets excited back there. You could tell like he doesn't even mean to throw it as hard as he wants to, as he does. And I'd be like, hey, just give me a little touch right here, and a little friendly reminder helps. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he'd be like, all right, I got you.
I like your relationship is one that is, been fun to watch from afar. And he came on the show, I think it was last week or something like that. And he talked about how you were voted captain and how your relationship is better than ever. How have you guys grown? And what do you think is possible with you guys?
I feel like, like a couple years back when I said I wanted to retire, Bill played it. That me saying that probably just had a lot to do with Josh. You know what I'm saying? The relationship that we have and that we built organically. It's not like the fake, like, I'm saying, like, I can't call you or I can't text you. It's more so that the time you put in, you met somebody, you know what I'm saying, you connected with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, even in my first year, we both were AP. I bought us both APs. Like, it was like something that was so meaningful to me. And he always showed gratitude. He always showed appreciation. He always showed me love. So I feel like him welcoming me with open arms, that kind of made things seamless. That wide receiver to quarterback connection out there, it came natural. A guy wants to fly around, a guy wants to play at a high level. You kind of see that kind of trend now with they got quarterbacks out there, they go get a wide receiver and they look significantly better. But it also comes into the relationship, and that's what I feel like I have with Josh. I feel like the communication has been there. I feel like he's taking that next step as far as like, I don't know, they said this year was his most focused year, but you kind of see that step of, you know what I'm saying, I'm leading this team, you know what I'm saying, I got us, you know what I'm saying, and I'm bringing everybody with me, so.
You ever give him any shin guards to wear?
No, hell no. I give him a lot of other things, though. I give him shit all day.
I like that. Go ahead, AJ.
You spoke of that relationship you have with him. Like, how do if we see some teams that aren't putting up numbers offensively, I'm just wondering, like, how important is that relationship between the receivers and the quarterback? Because I would assume there's multiple times during games when you and Josh just kind of give each other a look, and he knows, like, all right, I see the coverage they're playing, you got it, this is what we're running, and you don't even have to speak on that. How valuable is it?
I mean, I feel like it's key to offensive success. Like, if you're a defensive team, this probably won't really relate to you or have nothing to do with you. But for those offensive scheme teams or those guys, you see the connection throughout the league. You see Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. You see Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. They coming from college and having time and a lot of time put in, and more so their relationship, like going to get your guy. You just see it throughout. Like, even, I guess, like, I would even take it as far as like with Tua and Tyreek. When Tyreek got there, you know, Tua looked look like a hell of a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like putting that talent around a guy and giving a guy somebody to look first. That wide receiver one, like, all right, take the thinking out. I know I got a one-on-one matchup. I know my guy's going to win. You see what I'm saying? That goes as far as I take it that next step offensively. It makes your quarterback that much more comfortable. I feel like if you want to have success offensively, go get your quarterback a receiver. You know what I'm saying? First, you got to get a quarterback. You got to get a guy. But if you got a guy, you know what I'm saying, get him some talent around him, and then you'll see like the necessary step, like somebody that I'm interested in seeing taking that next step. And I'm a fan of football, so Trevor Lawrence. You know what I'm saying? Calvin really coming off a year of not playing. Heard he had a great camp.
Fast.
But Trevor Lawrence played fucking outstanding last year. You know what I'm saying? You'll see a guy, he got another receiver. He had weapons already, but he got another receiver. A guy that, you know what I'm saying, can win on the outside, can play inside. I feel like it just makes you that much better. So that's a team. For me, that's a team to watch. You know what I'm saying? Keep your eyes on them.
Okay, I don't love that. Colts got the Jags this weekend. Calvin Ridley, though, looked very fast. They were talking, like, some of the reps they were showing, dude looked like he was in fast forward. It was like, what's going on? He seems to be fresher mentally after the year off and everything that took place. And obviously, we can't wait to watch them finish second or third in the AFC South. But you're right. Those connections are magical. Also a connection, play caller and quarterback. Ty has a question for you.
Yeah, Stefan, you've obviously been in Buffalo for a couple years now, but how confident and excited are you going into this season, just, having another offseason of being in the same offense with Ken Dorsey, and what are we thinking? I mean, is there a chance you're going to catch 150 to 200 balls this year, or what are the expectations?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Yeah, we would. Thank you.
I'm kidding. Basically, I feel like even when Dorsey was here prior, like our offensive like scheme or whatever, I don't feel like it has too many changes and new wrinkles. And I feel like he was in the offseason damn near drawing shit up, like drawing up the plays, drawing up things off and shit, like basically just cooking up. He was in the lab just cooking. And I feel like when we came in, we all got on the same page of, all right, this is what we're doing, having confidence in it and really just playing fast. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this year, that second year, last year was crazy. He was putting up a lot of points. It's not like we weren't scoring. It's not like we weren't doing things right. Those couple games that we lost, you can argue that, you know what I'm saying, we damn near won those games. It's a couple things that went wrong throughout the game that made us lose. But I feel like, I have 100% confidence in Dorsey. I feel like he's one of those coaches that he's not just trying to step on your neck. He's trying to break your neck 9 times out of 10. You know what I'm saying? It's an opportunity there. We're going deep. It's an opportunity there. We're going to take a chance. You know what I'm saying? He's never been a scary guy. And if you ever seen him spaz, you know what I'm saying, you obviously would know that.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say, has he still got the juice? Another year?
He has the juice. Like, he's trying to, like, bring it back a little bit. You know how it is when you got to be the right example. But I told him all the time, I was like this, we love to see it. You know, so I got your back any day of the week. I can play for a guy like that. I promise you.
Boom. When he freaked that, oh my God.
I was like, that's my guy.
I was so pumped. We led the show with how happy we were that these people still existed. Pumped that these people still.
Because you know, these days, like, you see a lot of robots. You see people who are always politically correct. When you see the guy show raw and real emotion, like, I'm like this. Damn, give me something to throw. I want to get involved.
Throw a shin guard.
Hey, listen, keep it on tuck, though. Don't just bring it out all the time. Like, I got to give you some swag.
Yeah, please.
Okay.
We've been looking at your Instagram. I've been trying to figure it out. You know what I mean?
I ain't been on IG. I deleted all my social media. I wanted to, you know what I'm saying, kind of like give you a little.
Whoa, I didn't know you did that. Why? You were sick of what everybody was saying? Was it our fault? Was it our fault?
Nah. I appreciate the banter. You know what I'm saying? We play an opinion-based sport. So, like, you know what I'm saying, I like getting involved and mixing it up. But, I just wanted to, fly under the radar just like my team.
And free your mind a little bit. Don't worry about anything. Enjoy the hell out of yourself. Good luck on Monday night. The world will be watching, and I can't wait to see the show.
I appreciate it. Let's go.
Hey, happy cap to see you on the chest, bub.
Yeah, you see me? Another year, man.
Hell yeah. No, it's 2 stars on there. Is that 2 stars on there?
Nah, that's 3.
Whoa. Okay. That's almost 4. Hey, there's only 4. You know what I mean? There's only 4. That thing's full in there. We appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, all pro, Stefan Diggs.
Yeah.
That's another team. You think about Diggs being there, and they bring in Kincaid. You hope he's going to be okay. But on the defensive side of the ball, Hyde, Poyer, you talk about Von Miller whenever he's ready back there. They have weapons
White, Milano.
everywhere.
Oh, yeah. Tre'Davious White's unbelievable. They didn't get him back till halfway, damn near towards the end of the season. And then Gabe Davis being healthy. That sounds like a massive deal, too, from what he was saying.
What did he do? What did we tell him we were going to pay him for last year?
75-yard touchdown, I think.
That's all.
Yeah.
Because he had like back-to-back weeks.
Within, like an 85-yarder.
He had 2 in the same game.
Oh, it was against you guys.
Oh.
That was Pittsburgh Steelers.
Shit.
That was early in the year, wasn't it?
That was a new year. That was a bad year. That was a bad game.
But we're reading a bunch of stats about what happened last year.
That was before Kenny.
And then Kenny came in, remember, and he like shoved the D lineman.
Oh, yeah, the guy tried to break his leg.
Yeah, and then Kenny was like, "Get the fuck off me."
Yeah, I remember that. That's your first one right there.
I think so, yeah.
That was pretty good. Stephon Diggs dropped more
Couple.
fucks
Yeah, he did.
than we did.
He knew what hour it was.
I felt pretty good about that. Yeah, we're allowed. Yeah, no problems here.
Yeah, boom. Oh.
All right, we got to pick these games. This game, I guess.
Oh.
Too far.
Oh.
If this goes in, I'm picking the Chiefs.
Okay. Wow.
All right.
Yeah. All right. If this goes in,
Hell yeah.
I'm picking the Chiefs.
Okay.
Okay.
Here we go.
Boom! Okay, there it is.
Good pick. Good pick.
All right. Well, I'm going with the Kansas City Chiefs. AJ?
Straight up, or how you doing it?
Cover?
I'm just win money line.
Oh, okay.
All right, give me the Chiefs money line as well.
Okay. Minus 225, not that big. Well, we don't have to do the spread.
No,
we
you
do
don't.
have to, though.
No, you
That's
don't.
kind of been our thing.
That's
don't
what
have-
it, that's
don't
what it
have to
has
anymore.
been.
what
But
it
yeah,
has
we
been.
can change it. We can change it.
Take a winner.
Because we were also talking earlier, we're not a big fantasy football office, but we could do maybe like a survivor pool, where you're
yeah.
just picking one team
yeah.
money line every week.
Okay, yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
So we could switch to money line.
I was going to lie to Stephon Diggs and told him I drafted him on my fantasy team. That might be the only thing. I'm just going to tell him.
Yeah. Well, you got some Beals.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that might be one of the only things.
Yeah.
Just like everybody that comes on the show. I drafted
Yeah, I'm on fantasy team.
first time on my fantasy team.
You never know, because I did that with Graham Gano, and it didn't turn out that
Hopped
well.
into spaces.
Yeah, he lied. You lied right to Graham Gino's face, who still hasn't missed a kick, I think, since that time that you said that.
That's what I mean. I reversed
Worked
the
out
curse.
well for him.
Yeah, I traded for him, but I'm just saying you don't want that curse to
Got to
come
do the
upon you.
spread. Got to do 4.5. Darius, who do you like?
Give me the brand new Lions. Straight
Wow.
Let's go.
Plus 4.5.
Come on.
Straight up.
Straight up.
Straight up. So obviously plus 4.
Certainly taking him plus 4.5. Plus 188 right now. I don't know where this. I assume this is FanDuel, but it could be any of the books, depending upon what the odds are. AJ, who do you like?
I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna be a flip flopper. Give me the Lions at plus 4.5.
I do know for a fact that there are lines that have plus 4.5. I know Hard Rock and BetMGM, because the juice on the 4.5 there is 105. I know there are others that have it at 110.
Okay.
So like the Chiefs, for instance, you would want to take the Chiefs on either BetMGM or Hard Rock because they're at minus 110.
Right now, they are all 110 across the board.
Okay. They've changed. It's all pretty locked in here. The boards agree. The books are in unison. For me, I'm taking the Kansas City Chiefs.
Come on.
Yep. And
minus 4.5.
Yep.
them all being locked in makes it seem very clear that Kelsey's probably not playing, right? If
Yeah,
they're
because it
all-
was at 6.5.
They probably would have moved back.
So would have.
If they're all locked in on 4.5, all minus 110 for the juice, it feels like that they know.
I don't like this pick at all, though. Just want to let everybody
I hate
know
both
that.
sides. Can I give you a prop?
Sure.
Pacheco's total over under is 51. He is over that number 10 out of 12 games. Maybe
That's our bet.
Maybe a little more running with Kelsey out. The lines now they do have the
Is that rush yards or total yards?
rush yards. They do have the greatest linebacker to ever live in Jack Campbell, so
Yes.
that
Well
may
said.
improve their defense. But last year their running defense stunk.
Bro, I like the Lions so
I'm gonna
much.
go Pacheco.
How- this is literally strictly
It's a great one,
because
Tone.
it is a great one, but this is strictly because I watched quarterback and said I'm not betting against Patrick Mahomes.
Simple as that.
Isn't that crazy? Travis Kelce not playing. Paul, he's the best offensive weapon they got. Chris Jones not playing. Paul, he's by far the best defense player they got. They're against all odds tonight. Start the entire season.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's what you could change.
It's the way they like it.
Banner night.
Instead
Mahomes.
of just doing spreads, I mean, you could incorporate an over and an under this year and have that be.
Okay, so over for sure. I'm betting the over.
Over.
AJ.
The over of 52.5.
Yep.
Yep, give me the over as well.
Okay. D, but you're
Over for sure.
Chiefs have hit 8 straight overs on week 1, and the Lions have hit 12 straight overs on week 1.
All right, I'm picking the Chiefs just because they're the Chiefs and everybody else picked the Lions, but also we're all on the over 52.5. Sounds like the Pacheco over 51 yards rushing sounds like a pretty solid bet as well. Let's start the year just not losing a bet at all.
Hell yeah.
Sounds good.
Let's go. This is
Now,
the year.
it won't be possible for me, AJ, and Darius, because I am obviously disagreeing with them on one particular bet. But aside from that, let's go 99% tonight when we're betting.
Boom.
Let's do it.
Let's win everything we say that we're going to win.
Hell yeah.
Let's scratch winners.
Hell yeah.
Let's put parlays together that are not only tasty, but also successful.
Yes.
And let's find out where the books have it wrong.
Hell yeah.
Let's take advantage of these assholes.
What?
And let's win.
Fuck yeah.
It was a good first day here in the ESPN airwaves. We added an ESPN watermark in the middle of the show.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's
You guys
cool.
saw that?
Oh, cool. Did not.
That was a conversation during a commercial break. It was 3 minutes long, the first one, by the way. That's quick. We got to.
Yeah, you had to run.
How'd you do with the 3 minute break? All good?
Yeah, I mean, I could have ran down and taken a leak if I needed to, though.
Yeah, but you just pee under the desk instead.
That's easy.
No, that's not the case.
Well, you need something to sip on later in the show.
That was good. That's not the case either. Have not drank my own urine still. I said I might. I said I might just for the the bit, but we'll see.
So let's get the hell out of here. Let's get back tomorrow live from Tuscaloosa. We got Lombo joining us tomorrow.
Game.
We got, I think I can say this.
Game to react to.
Yes, actual football to react to.
Finally.
Hold on, let me see here.
We got ball back, baby.
Might get a little sweaty out there on that game day set tomorrow.
Yep. A little shreddy.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit.
Okay, so, yeah, it's been confirmed.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow we'll be live in Tuscaloosa, Alabama at the University of Alabama. We'll be live from the college game day set, so come check us out from 11 to 2 local, noon to 3 Eastern. At 2 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock local, Nick Saban will be joining us live from our set in front of hopefully at least 10 to 20 people that are in town for the Texas-Alabama game. Can't wait to chat with him. I think he has an announcement to make.
Oh, is that right?
I think he has an announcement to make.
Okay.
So there should be some breaking news from Coach Saban tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. local. We'll also have reactions to the NFL game this evening, picks to every single game this weekend. We'll have some conversations with others, and I believe there's a surprise performance or two.
Ooh, whoa.
Tomorrow should be a blast. Bring a fan. You all are the greatest people on earth. Thank you so much for allowing us to do this every single day. The fact that this is our job is not only hysterical, but it is absurd. And the only reason why that is the case is because of all of you. Today we're on ESPN for an hour and 53 minutes. An hour and 50 minutes.
Whoa.
Sure.
Subtract 3 from the first.
Correct. Sure.
53 hard out in the second one. Yep. Should have done the math earlier. Today, we're live for an hour and 50 on ESPN. That'll continue, hopefully, forever, if this continues the way it has gone here over the last week or two. You are the greatest for making that happen. We will try to put on the best show every single day, even though everybody on earth knows that this show stinks. Another stinky-ass show tomorrow, live from Tuscaloosa. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. Goodbye.